Rob Stone, Kirk Morrison, Dave Wanstadt, welcoming you back to Fox Sports 1 coverage of Conference USA football. There's the weather conditions tonight in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Temps low 80s, humidity close to 50%. Joining us all game long from the field, our good friend Petros Papadakis. And Petros, let's start talking about Kenneth Dixon. Maybe the best running back that the entire nation has not heard of, correct?
Look, I traveled all the way out here, Rob, to Western Kentucky to see Kenneth Dixon run the ball. I saw him a couple years ago in Ruston, and he was fabulous. Only 9 touches last week, 100 yards in Latex victory. He's already the leading rusher in the school's history, and he's still got his senior year to play. He's versatile, he's powerful, and he's fast, and he's quiet. But he'll soften up this Hilltoppers defense for sure.
P, thanks. Dixon, a preseason all-conference USA pick. Western Kentucky back to receive this kick. There's Kylan Towner, the redshirt sophomore from Mobile, Alabama. Jonathan Barnes, the sophomore from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, set to kick it off. The Patriot, patriotic-looking Louisiana Tech, and they send it into the air. Western Kentucky, there will be no return on this one. So out comes the 6th-year senior, Brandon Dowdy, a native of Davie, Florida. But first, 3 things you need to know about Western Kentucky. Dowdy, Davie O'Brien, national quarterback watch list player. Antoine Grant, you see his receiving yards and touchdowns. Louisiana Tech, 10 straight games with an interception. In fact, 7 of those games, they've had multiple interceptions. First play from scrimmage. Dowdy from the shotgun. And that complete to about the 35-yard line. Grab made by Antoine Grant. Had a game-high 5 receptions last week in that big win at Vanderbilt. Darius Barnes with the tackle. That'll bring up 1st and 10. Western Kentucky, they love to spread it out and throw the ball, though they hinted they might run it a little bit more tonight than they did over the weekend. And here they go to the ground on the second play from scrimmage.
Continue to try to run the ball a little bit, obviously to try to be balanced as much as they can. Try not to make it a one-sided, just throw the ball.
We already know this is what Louisiana Tech understands. They want to make Western Kentucky one-dimensional. Like, if you're going to throw the football, continue to throw, but don't let them get that running game started.
Dowdy, little play action over the middle and caught. After initial bobble, Tyler Higbee, the big 5th-year senior tight end from Clearwater, Florida, with the 2nd reception of this game for Western Kentucky.
That was probably set up. You notice they ran the ball the play before, get the defense they can run, then come back, fake the run, hit the tight end.
1st and 10 for the Hilltoppers. Opening drive of the game. Dowdy, quick release, and a solid pickup on 1st down. A reception there by Taywan Taylor. He had 3 receptions over the weekend in that win at Vanderbilt. Their most productive guy last week, very explosive player. And again, Western Kentucky right up to the line, going with this quick tempo offense.
A little bit of I formation, huh, Kurt?
But you got to understand, this is their scheme. This is what they want to do. Their first 15 plays are all scripted. We've seen 5 different formations in personnel groups, all within his first set of plays.
10 on the play clock. Able to slip the initial tackle was Leon Allen. Allen with his 2nd carry of the game. There's the 2nd-year man in charge of Western Kentucky, Jeff Brom, one of the best quarterbacks ever at the University of Louisville. Spent a lot of time in the NFL as well and has had quite a coaching carousel as well. He's been at Louisville, Illinois, UAB, Florida Atlantic, and Western Kentucky. Play action. And looking deep. Has a man. Touchdown, Hilltoppers. Taywan Taylor.
When you look at Taylor, Grant, Dangerfield, I mean, they could have as good a group of wide receivers, is maybe anybody in college football when collectively you put them all together.
Well, one thing you already know, Coach, when you cross the 50-yard line, especially when you get a first down play like that, take a shot at the end zone. Right. If I want a quarterback in college football taking that shot, it has to be Brandon Doughty. The perfect pass for a perfect play. Touchdown, Western Kentucky.
And when you have 2 or 3 receivers like that, you know, that can put a lot of stress on the defense. I mean, it's not like having one guy where you say, okay, we're going to take Grant away, or we're going to take Taylor away. I mean, they've got multiple options. That makes it awful nice for a quarterback.
Chapman sneaks in the extra point. 7-0 Western Kentucky. 37-yard pass play. Doughty had 49 touchdown passes last season, picks up an early one here.
It all starts with the fake. He gets the fake in, sets his feet, and watch this throw. It gets his full arm. And watch the catch. Concentration. I mean, that's just a pretty football. Right in the breadbasket, touchdown. Go celebrate with your friends.
16th straight game with a touchdown pass for Doughty.
After you look at that series of plays, I was thinking in the back of my mind, maybe they will try to be balanced, run, pass. I don't know. I think they're running it just enough to keep the defense honest. They want to throw the football.
Ryan Nuss set to kick it off. Louisiana Tech. Fielded at the 1 by number 1, Carlos Henderson, and Henderson taken down. Henderson pulled down just shy of the 20. There's Skip Holtz on the right. 3 things you need to know. Louisiana Tech. There's Jeff Driscoll. Graduated from Florida after a 15-6 record. Is your starting quarterback for Louisiana Tech. Joined the team in March. There's Kenneth Dixon, your leading active NCAA rusher, over 3,500 yards. And on the defensive side for Western Kentucky, see all the numbers for T.J. McCullough. Low snap, handled. And Dixon really had to fight hard just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
They're going to stack the line of scrimmage. If you're Western Kentucky, you want to make sure you don't allow this Louisiana Tech football team are able to run the football, but also be able to pass the football. Marcus Ward, the safety, one of the hard-hitting safeties, linebackers, comes up, makes a big stop right there, but they're going to put 8-9 guys in the box. You have to stop Kenneth Dixon before you can even thinking about trying to stop the pass.
2nd and 10. Driscoll. Again to Dixon. Dixon goes right, then left, then lunges forward. And boy, it's been tough sledding early on for Louisiana Tech.
You know, the interesting thing early on when you're playing, hey, they're so excited about playing right now. I mean, this could be a potential championship game. You see that defense, I mean, it's all about effort early.
Well, when I look at Louisiana Tech, though, too, Coach, one thing is that they have to run the football in order to stop Western Kentucky from getting the football.
Right. They
go so fast on offense that you got to give your defense a breather. So you want to continue to run the football, give your guys on the sideline a chance to make some corrections.
3rd and 8 for Driscoll. And he airs it out, throws it up, and caught but out of bounds. Paul Turner with the grab. So it'll be a 3 and out.
Well, I would like to see the receiver. You know, that looked like it was a good enough throw to make a play right here. Let's see how close it is. I would like to see the receiver right here possibly make a little more attempt to stay in bounds, Kirk.
Yeah, but he comes down. But watch the defensive back, Prince Aora, on the outside. See how he fades to the outside and lets make sure that the receiver, he uses the sideline as an extra defender. That was a great play by the defensive back.
Logan McPherson inside his 10, set to punt and whistles.
These kicking situations early on have always scared me as a head coach.
Well, the last play is under review.
He may have got his foot down. We shall see. As good a defense as your man played there, Kirk. My guy may have got his foot down and possibly drag his toe a little bit. Let's see.
I love the technique by the cornerback, though. When you're able to to shield the wide receiver and use the sideline. Watch how he shields the sideline, but it looks to me that that last little bobble on the outside, that last little bobble by Paul Turner, I don't think that he was able to get at least 1 foot in bounds. See, right, that little bobble looks like he got 1 toe out of bounds.
How about Mike Pierre? Where's our man Mike?
Yeah, we definitely Mike for this.
Yeah, sure.
When does he have possession of the football? I think that's the one thing I'm looking for at this replay. I think he gains possession, but when he has both feet out of bounds.
Yeah, sure. I'll just work that.
All right, Mike Pereira, we hear you, and you're looking at it. What do you see, my friend?
We're running it back and forth here, and I'll tell you, Kirk's right. It's just a matter of when he gets control. And to me, you can see that the right foot is down, and that's what they're focusing on. The question is, does he get complete control of the ball? Field judge in great position to see it, by the way. But to me, it does look like he's got control and that right toe down, and he maintains it when he goes out of bounds. I think it's a catch to me. Watch that right foot right there. That's when he really kind of sticks the ball in his hands there, and I think to me it looks like a catch.
Driscoll on the phone as the review continues.
You love to see stories like this. He transfers over, has some success. He, one game last week, he gets his confidence back. That was a great throw.
The call stands, and the punt team will come back out for Skip Holtz and Louisiana Tech.
I think it was just too close to call to kind of overturn. Not enough evidence to overturn that call. But, again, good play. Getting off the field for Western Kentucky. It's all about stops for Western Kentucky, getting the ball back to your offense.
Logan McPherson from inside his 10. Alan Towner backpedaling inside his 30 and finds a seam on the right across the 40 to midfield. And Towner finally pushed out of bounds at about the 39.
It is so critical on any ball that's kicked. You know this, Kirk, kickoff or punt, that the coverage team, you'll see it right here, as we cover the punt right here, it's critical that everybody contains the ball. Right there, you'll see they've got plenty of players right there, and they get out-leveraged. Always turning the ball back inside to your help.
It's always about making the first guy miss. Towner does that, and then he gets up the sideline. And that's what you want to do if you're a punt returner. Make the first guy miss, set up your blocks, get to the sideline, and use that sideline to your advantage. That's a big start so far for Western Kentucky. This is what they didn't do a year ago, Coach. They got out there, they punted a couple times early on. This time got the touchdown early and got the football back after a 3-and-out.
Last time Dowdy was out there, he had a 37-yard touchdown pass. Now they go back to the ground. Effective pickup on first down to right about the 30-yard line.
Jump right back into a 2 tight end, 1 back set. Mixing up the personnel groups like you said earlier, Kirk.
I think they like this personnel group, though. I think they're going to utilize the tight end a little more. We saw him catch a ball earlier, Tyler Higbee. I think they're going to utilize the tight end more in this formation to keep Louisiana Tech off guard.
Dowdy 4 for 4, 67 yards, and that touchdown, a 37-yard strike on their last possession.
I'm taking a shot down the field right now, Coach.
Oh, you always will. Heck, come on.
Instead, they give it in the backfield, able to escape the first tackle, and so right about the 30.
Yeah, that was a good. Your thinking right there was right along. It's a waste down, as we would call it, 2nd and 1. If it's an incomplete pass, if they would have thrown it, you come back with a manageable 3rd down, which they end up having here. It's 3rd and 1. You got to be able to make this.
But if you look at those big guys up front for Louisiana Tech, I'm not running at Vernon Butler, the 6'3", 316-pound senior right there in front. You can't run the football, I think, on this Louisiana Tech defense. So what do? I'm going to try to take a shot down the field.
3rd and 1. They go to the ground. Another hit in the backfield. Louisiana Tech defense really strong there on those last couple plays. There's Nick Thomason, the senior.
This is where I get excited. Nick Thomason right here at the top of the screen, just coming downhill, gets right down, boom, tackle in the backfield. But look at the form on the tackle. It's right down, head to the side, wrap, and take down to the ground. That's an unbelievable tackle by Nick Thomason, opportunistic in this defense.
4th and 2.
Going for it. I mean, right, if you're in the range right here, your percentages, I mean, you're not going to obviously attempt a field goal from here. You don't want to waste punting. And I would definitely, if I'm coaching this team, I'm going for it.
Well, let's see what Coach Brom dials up. 7-0, his Hilltoppers. 4th down and 2 when we return.
Welcome back to Fox College Football. Due to time constraints, we'll move ahead to later in the game after these commercial messages.
We welcome you back to Fox Sports 1 College Football, presented by Geico. Rob Stone, Kirk Morrison, Dave Wannstedt in studio here in Los Angeles with you as we are watching Louisiana Tech, Western Kentucky with you. Coach, you said special teams important. We saw it.
Always. You know, in college football particularly, you're going to have a lot of freshmen and new players playing. In the first 3 games of the season, there's more games won and lost with special teams than with offense and defense, Kirk.
Yeah, watching guys run down in the right lane, not stacking each other, but getting in lanes and converging on a ball carrier.
Hilltoppers backed up to their 11. Low snap. Dowdy has it. Man out of the backfield. Antoine Grant with the pickup. Ball came loose late. Nick Thomason there to retrieve it, but not after a big pickup for the Hilltoppers. That gets them out of that hole. 1st and 10 from the 22. Dowdy a perfect 8 for 8, already over 100 yards through the air.
If you're Louisiana Tech, you want to tackle, but watch Jared Dangerfield as he gets the footballs. The previous plays, he gets up. This is Antoine Grant, the previous play, but I don't know if that was a fumble or not, but he gets down. But one thing I'm seeing so far from Western Kentucky is the underneath routes. Right. You know, we're seeing a lot of rub routes early on, forcing this zone defense of Louisiana Tech to communicate.
To the ground, set backwards in a big way by Louisiana Tech.
It's not going to be easy to move the football. I mean, Louisiana Tech has always played great defense the last couple of years. Offensively right now is where they're struggling.
2nd and 14. Already 132 yards of offense for Western Kentucky as Dowdy looks to the sideline for the call. Plenty of time, 15 on the play clock. Dowdy takes the snap at 5. Wide open. And another 1st down for the Hilltoppers.
Looked like they were playing a cover 2 right there. I think that's why they checked late. The defense was playing for pass, went into a pass coverage call, and the quarterback did a nice job communicating with the coaches on the sideline, and obviously it was a well-called play.
Taywan Taylor with the reception.
He just finds a spot in that, kind of in that zone. It's like sort of a zone aspect, but if you're these Louisiana Tech defenders, you got to read the eyes of the quarterback. He'll take you to the play. These wide receivers just finding somewhere to stop and go.
A little quarterback sneak activity.
Coach, I'd run 3rd down and 1. I'd run quarterback sneak every time.
Why?
Right-handed off 3 yards deep in the backfield. Take the snap and fall forward. Let the coach argue on the sideline.
You want your quarterback getting banged up like that?
You keep the quarterback doing that. He's now a runner.
Spoken like a defensive coordinator over here.
I'm not worried about that. Get the 1st down.
1st and 10 as we approach 3 minutes left in the 1st quarter. Western Kentucky, they scored on their opening drive. Dowdy to Taywan Taylor, 37-yard strike, and that's where we stand right now. 7-0 Hilltoppers. Top 2 teams in Conference USA meeting here on a Thursday night in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Dowdy, did he get it off in time? Just barely. Look at this resourceful run. Allen took the initial hit and kept on going.
Yeah, but see, watch this run. It's going right at C.J. Cleveland. He's the outside linebacker. He's got to make this play right here in the hole. You stop this play right now. But see, when you miss that tackle, you get Leon going. It's a big play on the 1st down.
And a quick snap by Dowdy under pressure. Heaves it up and out of bounds.
Nice job right there of just avoiding the pressure and getting rid of the ball. I mean, you got to contain him. He's a better athlete than what you give him credit for.
Dowdy's 1st incompletion. He's now 10 of 11, 132 yards, and 1 touchdown. On the flip side, Jeff Driscoll just 2 of 4 for 20 yards.
Starting to see some guys with their hands on their hips on this Louisiana Tech defense. Western Kentucky going fast, going fast. This is what they want. Up-tempo, more plays.
You know, it looks like Western Kentucky is really having a lot more communication. You know, coach the quarterback on the sideline at this point.
Dowdy once again just barely gets it off in time. Again, success on the ground on second down. Another pickup there. That was DeAndre Furby, the redshirt freshman from Nashville, Tennessee, a D2 Mr. Tennessee all-football man.
I think Dowdy's just going up to the line of scrimmage, and he's looking at what does he have in the box. Is it 7 guys? Is it 8 guys? If he's able to check at the line of scrimmage, if he wants to run, there, he looks at the sideline now. He's only got 7 guys in the box. That last defender is kind of toying with him. So if you're Louisiana Tech, keep this guys in your coverage, force him into a bad throw.
You know what I say? If it's close run or pass, run it. Hand it off every time.
3rd and 3. They're going to go through the air, coach. And they're going to get the first down. Furby with the reception. Dowdy now 11 of 12 through the air.
Think about the last 2 first downs that they've made. It's because of missed tackles.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's, you just talk about that, you assume that, but hey, tackling, I mean, that's something that still is the foundation of what we do here at football. Got to be a good tackling team.
1st and 10, going to the right. Big hole and a big run inside the 10 to the 5. Touchdown! Leon Allen.
If you're Western Kentucky, this was the play call that you wanted. You caught Louisiana Tech in the blitz. Let's get Nick Thomason. He's going at the quarterback. Guess what? He doesn't have the football. He's already handed it off to Leon Allen, who goes down the sideline. And trust me, when that big man is going, he's hard to take down.
I mean, right now they got it, you know, they've thrown it for first downs, obviously, and now they're running it. I mean, this is, you know, I'm going to come back to the offense of Louisiana Tech. We got to make first downs, guys. We've got to get the ball and give our defense a little bit of a break.
Schwetman makes it 14-0. Allen, touchdowns now in 8 of his last 10 games. And just like that, it's 14-0 Hilltoppers.
Welcome back to Fox College Football. Due to time constraints, we'll move ahead to later in the game after these commercial messages.
Wonderful Terry being helped off the field. Here's how he got injured, and here's how he misplayed this one, Coach.
Yeah, what happens on this play, if you're a corner or safety, you must stay outside and contain the ball. Just like we talked about on the punt coverage. You always have to turn the ball inside if you're the widest defender. And Kurt, he jumped underneath, made it easy, didn't he?
Like you always say, if you jump underneath, you better make the play. He doesn't make the play, turns into a first down for Louisiana Tech.
1st and 10 from the 27. Driscoll 7-9 for 78 yards. Oh, a little trickery. Trent Taylor has it, and that's how it ends up. It looked good when they drew it up.
Yeah, good call. You know, first down right there. Obviously, you got them on their heels a little bit.
I always scratch my head after a play like this, just because this play was called because of the timeout. So they were able to huddle up, talk about it, and you always have your antennas up when the offense comes out of a timeout, out of a huddle, because they're able to explain the play. They just couldn't get it all the way together for Louisiana Tech.
Driscoll back in his normal position from the shotgun. Swings it out wide, and that one broken up. Joe Brown, the sophomore from Louisville, able to get his mitt on it.
Yeah, Joe Brown taking the place of wonderful Terry on that outside. When you throw the football this long, you got to have some zip on it. It's got to get there. There's a lot of defenders right there in the way. Get a hand up. It's a big play for Joe Brown.
3rd and 10 from the 27.
This is where you don't want to be in this down and distance. You know, you're somewhat limited. Maybe possible blitz. Nope.
3 wideouts to the left. They go underneath, and another grab from Dixon. Dixon inside the 20, but short of the first down mark.
You know, right there, it was a three-man rush, and they were hoping that you dumped it off. I mean, the defense played that exactly the way they wanted to. Quarterback wasn't going to force the ball, dumps it off, they tackle him short of the first down.
Coach, that's experience right there. You see, we say, oh, well, they didn't get the first down, but to me, he preserved the right to kick. He didn't force the football down the field where there's a lot of traffic. Hey, take what you can get, and we got a field goal kicker. Let's get 3 and go to the sideline. But this is the drive that they needed. They got enough plays in to get that defense a rest.
Barnes from 37 yards out.
Yeah, and this is important right here. They get the 3. I tell you, it gives you a little momentum.
Yeah.
Gives them good coaching by Coach Holtz right there, getting the points, don't force anything.
Brandon Downing, Western Kentucky, back on the field after this. You don't have to wait until Saturday for more college football. Another game for you tomorrow night right here on Fox Sports 1. Miami on the road taking on Florida Atlantic.
That's a little bit of a, rivalry right there. I mean, they're only about 45 minutes apart. Al Golden expecting big things this year out of the U, and got off to a good start last week.
That game sponsored by Geico. It's also streaming live on Fox Sports Go. You see the scoring drive for Skip Holtz's side. Barnes at the 37-yard field goal, 10 plays, 65 yards, 319. Taking some of the heat off the defense, Kirk.
Well, don't look at the time, 3:19. I'm looking at the plays. You get 10 plays in. That just gives your defense a little bit of a breather to relax, get back out there, and it's time to execute.
Will be a return on this one. Towner breaking it free. Towner may go the distance. Towner to the 30. He is gone.
You know, this is, there's no, this frustrates me as an ex-coach. You know, the ball was placed right where you want it. It was outside the hash mark, almost at the goal line. Usually covering kickoffs is much effort and getting off of blocks. I mean, for whatever reason today, the kicking game, they've had 2 nice returns against them, and I don't care if it's a senior or a freshman, you got to get off of blocks and make a play on that. I guarantee you. Coach Holtz, there's some frustration with Coach Holtz, I promise you that.
No, when we talked to Coach Holtz this week, what was the one thing that he told us? That we don't tackle during practice as much during fall camp. Well, you don't get live reps if you're not tackling. So when you get into a game, guys aren't used to tackling, wrapping up, staying in their lanes. And if you're Western Kentucky, you're saying, look, I'm going to get the football, hit the hole as fast as I can, find daylight. And that's what Towner does here. He just gets down, finds a hole, and once he finds it, makes one guy miss, and the kicker's got to be able to make that play as well. He's the last line of defense.
On every kickoff, whether you have 2 safeties, 1 safety, 3 safeties, you should have guys playing at different levels. In other words, you got your guys going down to break up the wedge and make the play. Then you got guys at a second level, then you got your kicker.
Are you really telling me the kicker should make a play on that one?
No, the
kicker's job is to kick the ball.
Or slow him down. And he did neither.
You know how I coach those kickers? If it ever breaks, grab the guy's face mask.
Nice.
Get a 15-yard
That's good. That's good coaching. Coach wants that.
That's why I'm working with you guys right now.
Towner, 98-yard kickoff return, second of his career. He had a 94-yard kickoff return in the second half versus ODU last year. So just when you felt Louisiana Tech was starting to get some momentum back, in comes Towner. Another big special teams play from that young man. 98-yard kickoff return, 21-3 Western Kentucky. Low kick into the end zone, though. There will be no return. Let's go back down the field. Petros Papadakis. P, you got an update on Wonderful Terry?
Yes, Stoney, wonderful. Terry, the all preseason Conference USA corner, has been taken back to the locker room. He was already dealing with a knee. They were working on his foot. But Joe Brown, who came in, already made a nice play last defensive series for Western Kentucky. So they seem to be in pretty good shape in their secondary right now, and they have all the momentum after that return.
Yeah, everything is going Coach Brom's way right now. 21-3 for the Hilltoppers.
Well, it's still plenty of time. Do not abandon, the game plan. Coach Holtz won't do that. Stay with what you've been practicing. Give your players a chance right here to make a few plays and gain some confidence. Not the time to panic and start throwing it every down yet.
Driscoll, 8 of 11, 85 yards. Some more deception there, and
I like the call.
Solid pickup for a first down.
Nice call by Coach Holtz.
Get back to your bread and butter, running the football. Kenneth Dixon is your guy, 28. He's your bell cow.
But a flag, and it's coming back.
That's really, we talked about it earlier. On the last drive, when they got a field goal, there was an offsides. It took them from first and 5, moved them back to second and 10. Again, these penalties add up. I mean, it's tough to overcome these.
So 1st and 20 after the second penalty on Louisiana Tech. The Bulldogs backed up to their 15. Play action. Driscoll. Oh, nice ball. And a first down. Beautiful toss. Complete to, I believe that was 80, Cam McKnight.
Cam McKnight just going up the seam, and nobody runs with him up the seam. And Jeff Driscoll waits, and delivers the football right over the top of the defender. That's a nice placement of the football. And Cameron Knight, the redshirt freshman, all you got to do is pick up the football and keep going. But, hey, catch it, get down. Let's go down to a new set of downs.
That is huge. Picking up first down, 1st and 20.
Driscoll now over 100 yards passing. He's looking deep again. Really airs this one out. Overthrew his man. It was intended for Carlos Henderson.
Miscommunication right there, looks like, between Henderson and Driscoll. Like Henderson gave up on the play. It's like he didn't think the ball was going to get out there.
Good coverage by the corner. He was deeper than the receiver. Finished the play.
Driscoll 9 of 13, 107 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. And Driscoll from the shotgun. Dixon to his right. Now Dixon moves forward. Down the left side, has a man. Pulled in right about at the 40-yard line. Turner.
Good coverage.
That's good coverage, but he even got away with a looked like a grab at the end.
Great coverage, great throw by Jeff Driscoll, and obviously great concentration on the reception.
Look at the concentration by Paul Turner here. Look, he's getting interfered with almost, but he gets up, makes that grab. See, he caught at its highest point, too. Didn't let the ball come to him. He went, grabbed it, took it out of the air. Big play.
Turner, 2 receptions for 35 yards. You see Driscoll's numbers right now here through first few minutes of the second quarter. 1st and 10 from the 40. Driscoll. Taylor across the 30.
Yeah, that's one of the... This is a very interesting play. You see this, Rich Rodriguez, when he was at West Virginia, now at Arizona. It's one of his big plays. Fake the run, come down. Quarterback could keep it and run it. If the defensive end comes up, then he has the option to dump it off outside. Great execution. I like the play. A lot of options for the quarterback, but he's got to be able to execute it.
Another first down. Taylor now 3 receptions for 35 yards. Driscoll. Dixon. Look at all the tackles he's avoided. First down.
High percentage throws.
Yep.
This Western Kentucky defense a little overly aggressive early on. And so what do? You invite that defensive line up for it right behind them. And this is what Kenneth Dixon is good at. Making the first guy miss, makes another guy miss, another guy miss. This is why he's one of the best backs in college football. He's able to use his hands, get up the field, and get a big gain.
Dixon leading Tech with 4 receptions for 37 yards tonight. Again, his strength is running the ball. Just 5 carries for 7 yards so far.
NFL scouts will love that.
First and 10. Dixon keeps going forward, down at about the 10.
Looks like Petros there in the old USC days.
That's right, P. We're evoking you in your tailback days.
Hey, this is a good back, guys, and his ability to catch the ball enables this Louisiana Tech offense to run a spread and to run empty when they have that great back out there, and he's still a threat on the perimeter. Really impressive.
Sixth carry for Dixon for 12 yards. 2nd and 5 from the 10. Dixon. Couple on 2nd down.
You know, look at this Louisiana Tech team from a year ago, 2014. They get down into the red zone. They're scoring 73% of the time, so they're used to scoring touchdowns here. I think this is almost 2-down territory, Coach. I think early in this football game, I don't know if 3 going 21-6 here. I say we've got them down. We've kind of got the momentum. We've got Western Kentucky's offense off the field. Let's continue to keep driving and take time off the clock.
No, I believe, you know, right here, and I like the formations. I mean, he was in a 2 tight end set. Here he's kind of in a run formation again. He's got 2 receivers in the game. I think Coach Holtz was thinking exactly what you were, Kirk, you know? He was going to run the ball. If they made a yard, just don't go backwards. And they do.
Offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty. Made 3rd down.
3rd penalty of the game on Louisiana Tech. It's going to make 3rd down a little bit more challenging. They've had issues with it already tonight. Just 1 of 4 on 3rd down.
Yeah, now this is one where you turn to the offensive coordinator and say, okay, now,
Your best play.
now we got to, is it a run or is it a pass? The down and distance is completely changed here. You know, and you don't want to be going for it on 4th down and 8. If you made up your mind to go for it, then run the ball again.
Man up top.
Over the middle, touchdown, Trent Taylor.
Blitz, that's what happens. They brought the blitz. They were in single coverage. The receiver got inside the DB. Great adjustment by the receiver. Outstanding throw by the quarterback.
Jeff Driscoll, just watch his eyes. He recognizes he's got man-to-man coverage on the outside. He waits, allows the receiver to get open, and delivers a strike.
Hey, how about that? I like the blocking, you know, by the running back right there. He stepped up, showed some toughness, just knocked him off enough to give the quarterback enough time.
Driscoll's 5th passing touchdown of the season. Extra point is good. It's now an 11-point game. Taylor has been tremendous early on. 4 grabs, 48 yards, and this touchdown, 21-10. Trent Taylor on the bench after that 8-yard touchdown reception to make an 11-point game. Special teams have been an issue for Louisiana Tech, not just tonight, but already through the short season. Last week versus Southern, they surrendered a 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. The last time they kicked it off, Kylan Towner took it 98 yards to the house. And there's Towner ready for another shot, taking one the distance.
Yeah, don't be surprised if right here, if all of a sudden you see a squib kick on the ground to try to keep it away from the return man. They don't. They kick it. Nice kickoff. 3 yards deep.
There goes Towner across the 20. Met at the 30, out of bounds around the 32. And a late flag comes in as well.
Yeah, late hit. He did. He was out of bounds. He pushed him from behind. Legitimate call.
That'll be the 4th penalty already on Louisiana Tech.
If you're going to do that, don't do it on their sideline, I'll tell you that.
Personal foul. Kicking team, number 81. 15 yards will be added to the end of the run. First down.
You know what's interesting? This shouldn't be. Even this was return. Well, we see the penalty right here. This was a good kick. It was about 2 or 3 yards deep into the end zone, and he still brought it out and still made positive yardage. And then you had to tack on 15 more.
Juan Oliver with the late hit.
What is Coach telling him right there?
Make a tackle at the 5. Don't hit him out of bounds.
So 1st and 10 from the 49. 8:09 left in the opening half. Brandon Dowdy, 11 of 12, 138 yards and a touchdown already. They were embarrassed last year in Ruston. They are taking it to Tech early on here. Oh, how'd that one get through?
And you know what's tough? That was a great executed play. There wasn't anything fancy about it. But when you get the ball first, and 10 at your 50, as an offensive play caller, call what you want. They're in press coverage. He just gets inside. It's just a great throw and catch.
Absolutely. You're talking about winning inside. Yep. Off the line of scrimmage, gave him a 1-2, gets inside. Perfect delivery by the football from Dowdy.
Third grab of the game from Antoine Grant. Had a game-high 5 receptions last week in the win at Vanderbilt. Loss of about 1.
Down there in field goal range right now. Right now, I would be thinking as a play caller, trying to do something to bring a little bit of pressure.
Ontarius Dora with the tackle. Dora, Rotary Lombardi watch list player. He and Vernon Butler, 2 guys who could be playing on Sundays that are up front for Louisiana Tech. 2nd and 11 for Dowdy in Western Kentucky. Fake the pitch, quick toss. Well, Louisiana Tech was all over that one. They're going to call it incomplete.
Bryson Abraham on it down at the corner, just playing, staying at home, and understanding that action went away from him, but he stayed with his player, which was Dangerfield, and locked up on him. See right here, action's going away from him. He stays at home, plays his keys. That's a huge play. That may not go down in the stat sheet, but that's a huge play.
3rd down and 11 right here. Now, from a coach's standpoint, the thing you cannot do is get sacked. Don't be shocked right here if they run a draw or some type of running play or one of those quick screens again, Coach. Just anything where the quarterback gets the ball out, you're in field goal range, you cannot get sacked. Red zone alert. Bill Parcells, you get inside the 20, don't turn the ball over, don't change the snap count, and no penalties. Red zone alert.
Jeff Brom getting the timeout before the play clock expired. 3rd and 11 with 7:06 coming up for Western Kentucky. Huddle up with college football experts and live web chats all season long. A new guest every week. It's the Edward Jones College Football Huddle on foxsports.com. Have you been asked to do that yet?
I have not. Did you listen to my red zone alert? You didn't listen. I'm thinking of my red zone alert.
I got a promo read here, Coach. I have priorities.
You're doing promo.
Tell me more about the big red zone alert.
Well,
Let's
when
hear
you
the
get
story.
inside the red zone, all I would ever say to my quarterback is red zone alert.
Which means what?
Which means don't throw an interception, don't change the snap count, okay? And no penalties. Remind everybody.
It's okay to throw the ball away if it's not there.
3rd and 11 for Dowdy. Looking to his right. Looking for the end zone. In and out of the hands of his intended receiver. It looked like he was looking for Jared Dangerfield.
I think just taking a shot at the end zone, 3rd and 11. Throw it to the outside, but give your guy a chance to make a play on it. That time, Dangerfield couldn't get it, but Dowdy takes a shot on the end. He holds the football just a little bit too long.
Louisiana Tech bringing some pressure.
Yeah, Kentrell Bryce laying the lick.
A little safety pressure.
So now Dowdy goes to hold for the field goal attempt, a 39 yards attempt. Schwetman drills it. The lead extends to 14. 24-10, Western Kentucky, 6:54 left in the half. We welcome you back to Conference USA Football here on Fox Sports 1. Rob, Dave, Kirk, Petros back here with you. Oh, the hidden numbers, Coach wants.
Well, the hidden yardage is a term the coaches use for the kicking game. And when you look at the overall stats at this point, Louisiana Tech has closed the gap with passing, 3rd down, darn near everything except one stat. Kicking stats, 160-some to 20-some. That's been the difference in the game. We can cut this thing however we want. Offense and defense is evened out. The kicking game has been heavily one-sided.
Louisiana Tech with a chance to maybe turn that one around. They're going to return this one after a couple of yards deep inside the end zone. Bad idea for Jacquees Dancy. Next week, On an all-new The Ultimate Fighter, coaches Conor McGregor and Uriah Faber draw a line in the sand. Dana White drops by with news that changes everything. An all-new episode of The Ultimate Fighter. It's Wednesday, 10 Eastern and Pacific, only on FS1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
Conor McGregor a lot bigger than I thought. Met him in studio a couple weeks ago. A lot bigger than I thought.
We did some of that.
Yeah, I did a little.
When you were still playing, he was training.
I was training MMA.
Him and Glazier.
See this
Would you
body
take
type?
hits, though?
Yeah, I got a little scar right underneath my eye. Me and Uriah Faber are sparring a little bit.
Things turning around offensively for Louisiana Tech, getting 10 points off their last 2 drives. So Jeff Driscoll back to work. Driscoll 13 of 17, 168. Started the game 0 for 2 and then has really picked it up since then. Gets another completion here and another first down right about the 30-yard line. And another pickup from Cam McKnight, who we weren't expecting big things from him tonight, but McKnight already with 2 receptions and closing in on 40 yards. He's at 36 right now, and they go quick on 1st and 10. That's Taylor, who already has a touchdown and a healthy gain on 1st down.
Similar to last thing, almost lost containment right there and let the ball get outside. Turn it back in.
The confidence of Jeff Driscoll throughout this game, you're starting to see him more and more. He's taking the shots down the field.
Passing yards in favor of Louisiana Tech, and they will continue to extend that one. That's close to another first down.
The tempo, you know, you talk about confidence in the quarterback. The tempo of their whole offense has changed in this possession. I mean, this is as fast as they've gone.
2nd and 1, again through the air. Another first down, again courtesy of Taylor.
Stayed in bonds. They're going to be going to the line.
6 receptions already for Trent Taylor, preseason all-conference player, 12 career touchdowns.
Western Kentucky now the team that has to rally. Look at them. They're not set on defense. They're getting up in there. They're a little late. Now the pressure's on their defense to make the call.
Fake going left. Rolling to the right is Driscoll. Driscoll across the middle.
That's a decision that if my quarterback does that to me, leave me out there, I got to talk to him on the sideline. You want to make sure that he puts that ball low. When you start to get that ball,
how's that conversation go?
Hey, keep that ball on me right here. Keep the ball on me. See, Driscoll right here. See, when the ball sails right here, that's in the danger zone right here because now you're up in the air, you're exposed. You want that ball right down there at the numbers or at belt level.
McKnight, the man drilled. 2nd and 10 as Driscoll looks to the sideline. 7 on the play clock.
Coaches read something. Obviously, he's making a check. 2nd and long. Looks like a 3-man rush. 3-man line. It is. It's a 3-man rush. They're dropping 8. They're defending the pass.
Flag on the play. Driscoll tripped up. Sensing this could be the 5th penalty of the game on Louisiana Tech.
Shouldn't have to hold with a 3-man rush. I mean, you've got 5 guys blocking 3. I'd say...
Petros, what have you seen from Driscoll lately?
You know, it's interesting. Early in the game when their offense was struggling, Driscoll was really on the sideline, keeping to himself, not talking to anybody. And now that he's gotten it going a little bit and the Louisiana Tech offense has changed their tempo, he's interacting a lot more with his teammates. I got to say, this guy looks every bit an SEC starting quarterback, big and strong, and he stands and throws it like a man. He's really impressive physically.
And Petros, when word came out that he was going to be available, a handful of ACC, SEC, Big 12 schools went after him, but instead he chose Ruston and Louisiana Tech. A little play action. Driscoll under pressure, and down he goes. First sack of the game.
It makes it easy. You know, again, the penalty puts you in position. Puts you know, now, hey, you know, you tell your offensive coordinator, what are you going to call? 3rd down and long.
Hands in the face. Defense, number 48.
First penalty of the game on Western Kentucky, and it's a big one.
First down.
Man, this has always been a point of emphasis, talking to Mike Pereira about this, finally giving the offensive guys a little something. Where defense, you can't keep the hand underneath the face mask. They're going to call that play every time. Trying to keep your hands within the rights of the offensive lineman, right on that chest plate. Once you get that hand underneath the face mask, they're going to call that play every single time.
Calvin Robinson, the junior from Birmingham, whistled for that one. The drive stays alive.
This Western Kentucky defense, a year ago, they were one of the worst in the country in every category. Last week, they bring back a lot of returning players. Last week, they hold Vanderbilt to 12 points.
Here's Dixon, another first down. Dixon may go the distance, close to the 5.
Man, you were just talking about it, Coach. Previously to that play, they only had 14 yards rushing for Louisiana Tech. I thought they forgot about Kenneth Dixon. But then all of a sudden, when you think you forgot about him, they hand the ball off. And Kenneth Dixon in open field, I mean, I'll take him every time. Makes at least 1 to 2 guys miss. Always a big play waiting to happen.
Pickup of 27 yards for Dixon. He now has 41 on the ground and 37 through the air. And we saw this formation earlier in the game. Dixon gets it. Dixon bullies his way into the end zone.
That's one of those formations that Skip's dad, Coach Holtz, used to use at Notre Dame. Old wishbone formation.
Line up and say, hey, my 11 is better than your 11. Let's line it up, snap the football, and just push our way, bully our way, like you said, into the end zone.
It's a double lead. What they do, they line up with 3 backs in the backfield, and 2 of the backs lead, obviously, and they give it to the 3rd back through. So it's like an isolation play where you get your lineman blocking, then you get 2 backs leading up for the running back.
Barnes puts that one through, and it is a 7-point game. And 14-0 start for Western Kentucky, guys. And then all of a sudden, Louisiana Tech and Jeff Driscoll seem to have the momentum back in their saddle. They even gave up that long kickoff return. How have things spun in favor of Louisiana Tech suddenly?
Well, I think they just relax. You get to the sideline and you make adjustments. When you start to panic early in the football game, everybody's, we're on the road. We're playing one of our rivals in conference. So calm down, relax, run our stuff, execute, and let things happen. And that's what we've seen so far.
And don't lose sight of the psyche of the game of football. Last year, Louisiana Tech beat Western Kentucky as bad as Western Kentucky's ever been beat. So in the back of their minds, as a head coach, you can be screaming at them, this is a new team, we're going to their house, this is, but sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get the players to kind of shake off that mentality.
59-10 win in Ruston last year. And talking to Western Kentucky, say that's kind of stuck in their craw for a while, and they're looking for a little bit of a revenge. There's finally that short bouncing kickoff, Kirk. A good idea because Kylan Towner has just been destroying them with his returns, be it through the punt or the kickoff. But excellent field possession here to start this drive off for Western Kentucky. Brandon Dowdy, 12 of 15, 168 yards, 1 touchdown. That came on the opening drive of the game, a 37-yard strike to Taywan Taylor.
These last couple drives for Louisiana Tech have done what? We could just listen. They've taken the crowd out of this football game. Before, when it first started, we could hear the crowd. They were roaring. This offense for Western Kentucky scoring points, but last couple drives for Louisiana Tech has definitely quieted this crowd.
On the play clock. The give. And a pickup of close to 8 yards for Leon Allen, the senior from Bradenton, Florida. Good hands out of the backfield as well. Last week, rushed 15 times for 56 yards. Also had a touchdown in that big 14-12 win on the road at Vanderbilt. Very impressive win for Western Kentucky.
Bradenton, Florida, as good a high school football as there is anywhere in the country.
Yeah, that whole area of the country is just loaded with talent.
What about California?
What did you say, Coach? I didn't hear you.
I said California, right?
Coach used to be in charge of that.
I used to own Florida when I was at the U.
Again, the U in action tomorrow night on Fox Sports 1. The U on the road at Florida Atlantic. Whistles before this one is snapped.
Looks like probably a false start. Anytime you get a little motion, gotta be aware of the false start.
False start. Offense, number 15. 5-yard penalty. Made second down.
It had been a clean game for a while for Western Kentucky. Nicholas Norris whistled for that one. They now have 2 penalties for 20 yards.
That's tough when you get a receiver called for procedure penalty. He's watching the ball. He is not listening to the snap count. Should never happen to a wide receiver.
Fly sweep here, and that'll get him close to midfield. Taywan Taylor with the pickup, and more flags coming out right now.
Yeah, it looked like to me real quick that there was holding out there on the perimeter. We'll see. It looked like the corner was coming up trying to get his outside leverage, as we've been talking about, and it looked like the receiver pulled him down.
I think I saw a little extracurricular going on, too, a little bit after the play as well.
Could have been.
Trust me, I've been held before. You hold me, and all of a sudden I get mad after the play and throw you to the ground. They always catch the second guy, not the first.
That's a great point.
Life lessons, Kirk. Thank you.
Personal foul.
You're right.
Offense, number 33. The result of the play is a first down.
Yeah, the defensive back gets blocked, right? He gets
Leon
up.
Allen whistled for that one.
He gets up and pushes the receiver who blocked him, and the receiver slugs him. Here we go.
I had to learn the hard way, Coach. You always find out the second guy, not the first guy.
Back to the 33, 1st and 10. Dowdy rolling to his right. Almost picked off. Xavier Woods, the junior from West Monroe, Louisiana, almost having that one. Remember, Louisiana Tech, 10 consecutive games with an interception. Coming up, it's the State Farm Fox Sports 1 college football halftime show. Coach thinks Notre Dame is a top 5 team. We'll discuss that one and also talk about that big top 10 showdown in East Lansing Saturday. Sparty welcoming Oregon to town. Dowdy hit after he released that one. Diving grab by the tight end, Higbee. Higbee had a great start to this game. He's been a little quiet since then, but for Higbee, that'll be his 3rd reception of the game.
We saw earlier in the game, Western Kentucky was in rhythm. They were in rhythm. Now starting to see a little bit of pressure from Louisiana Tech. Montarius Dorr with the big hit on Dowdy that last play.
They got in Dowdy's face last year. They felt it really rattled him. That was certainly one of the goals for the Louisiana Tech defense. Dowdy has a man down the sideline. A stutter step at the 20 and thrown out of bounds inside the 10. Big pickup from the big man, Leon Allen.
You know what? That was it was a great throw, but better than the throw was the decision. Look at this. This has to be his 3rd read. He was trying to hit the tight end in the middle, the check down, he passed it up, and then he comes all the way outside to the wide receiver, the guy on the sidelines. Great throw, but even a better decision, I thought.
It was the matchup that they wanted. They had running back on middle linebacker, Nick Thomason. I'll take the running back in that situation.
Dowdy over 200 yards passing already. Allen met immediately by a swarm of...
This would be big right here for Louisiana Tech. Force the field goal. Somehow, some way, force the field goal.
2nd and goal, and Tech will call a timeout.
That previous play, but before the play even really starts, you get the motion by Leon Allen. And once he goes out, Dowdy's able to understand that he's got man-to-man coverage by the middle linebacker, Nick Thomason. So when he runs that go route, you've got middle linebacker on running back. You just place that football out there. Leon Allen's going to make that play, I think, 9 times out of 10.
Remind you, Miami, Florida Atlantic coming your way tomorrow night here on Fox Sports 1. Coach, you're looking up for that one.
I am looking up for that one. Heck yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
You're saying maybe the biggest game in Palm Beach County history.
Charlie Partridge, my old special teams defensive line coach, now is the head coach at FAU. He's done a great job recruiting. He's trying to build that program back up to where Howard Schnellenberger had it. And I'll tell you what, a lot of those players on his team wanted to go to Miami, and Miami wouldn't offer them. So you always got that little bit of...
They're expecting a record crowd for that one as well. But our focus, Bowling Green, Kentucky right now. 2nd and goal for the Hilltoppers from the 6. Dowdy hands it off.
By the end zone. You know, I kind of like the play calling here. When I used to get in the last 4 or 5 minutes, I didn't want the other team getting back on the field. So they're going to try to score, yes. But at the same time, they're trying to use as much clock as they can so that when they do score, now Louisiana Tech has the minimum amount of time to get the ball and try to get points on their end.
But I think when you look at Western Kentucky, they're a pass first, run second type of offense. So when they get down here and the field is now condensed,
yes,
are you able to line up your best 11 on their best 11? Can you bring the big boys out and run the football? Because I think Louisiana Tech is going to dare them to run the football here. You don't get those same amount of space and routes like they normally get. I think Western Kentucky, do you have the big enough guys to say, you know what, let's run the football in?
Right.
There were some red zone issues tonight for Western Kentucky. Back to the first quarter. Driving at the goal line, a fumble. Kentrell Bryce recovering in the end zone. 3rd and goal now for the Hilltoppers.
I'm always aware of the quarterback in this situation and the tight end at the bottom of the screen here. Tight end Tyler Higbee at the bottom of the screen.
Wide open. Touchdown with a flag on the play.
Pick, illegal pick. This is the #1 play, right?
Don't say this out loud to Brady Quinn.
I won't. But I'm telling you, I don't even have to watch the play. When you get down in the red zone in this tight area like here, your defensive coaches start screaming, watch the pick play, watch the pick.
Pass interference. Offense. Number 15.
It's the pick route.
Illegal pick.
We saw this last year with Notre Dame, Florida State. It's the same thing. The guy right at the point picks, frees up.
So you can't do
Tyrone
that.
Taylor, you can't do that. As a defensive player, we always talk about you got to have space in there. But if a wide receiver comes right at you and does not allow you to get over the top to make the play, referees are now looking at that. Officials are seeing that, and they're making that call 9 times out of 10.
And just what you said, Coach, a great point. They're anticipating that play being run.
So it's now 3rd and goal from the 17 after the 4th penalty on Western Kentucky.
Now, just don't get sacked. Red zone alert, Rob. Remember
I'm on
what
alert,
I told
Coach.
you.
I'm on alert.
Remember what I told you. No sacks, no turnovers.
interceptions.
Don't change the snap count.
Yes, sir. Dowdy over the middle. He's the man. Avoids another tackle at the 10. Tiptoes his way. Dives. Was he inbounds? They're going to mark him out of bounds at about the 4 or 3 yard line.
You got to tackle in space. Tackle in space. Louisiana Tech bringing the blitz. A little check down route and just missed tackles. You got to tackle.
Missed tackle at the 11-yard line. Then again, how many times are we going to say lose containment? And again, right there, the corner lets the ball get outside him.
Yeah, Xavier Woods got to use the sideline as well. But turn the football back to your posse. Let the group get in and make a tackle. Don't try to be the hero by yourself.
Great effort by the wide. You got to give the receiver great. Give him an A+ on effort.
Number 2 stopping 2. Taylor checks out. Cooper, the man who saved the touchdown. So on 4th and goal, it'll be a field goal attempt. And it's good from 21 yards out. Some whistles and another flag.
Offense.
And this one's coming back.
5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
Free kick.
What did they call right there?
I'm like illegal formation.
Illegal formation.
That means that wing or that tackle needs to get up on the line of scrimmage. Usually, as a wing on that field goal protection, you try to get back a little bit extra and give you a little bow, but make sure you get on the line of scrimmage.
And you know what, Kurt? You know this. 99% of the times, the officials will warn you. They'll say, hey, come on, move up on the line. You know what I mean? Or they'll turn to the coach, get your guy up on the line. Very seldom do you see the call where players lined up in the backfield and they call it the very first time he does it. They usually give you the benefit of the doubt on that.
Schweppman hits it from 26 yards out, so the lead back up to 10 for the Hilltoppers. Want to remind you, coming up, it's the State Farm Fox Sports 1 college football halftime show. Talk who's in Coach's top 5, and Kirk with a differing opinion on a couple of those teams. Can we all agree Ohio State, #1? We're all good with that right now for what they did to Virginia Tech?
I think they're a team that's going to get stronger. When they get some of those guys back, Jalen Marshall back. Yeah. I think Ohio State's
quarterback, right? Were you surprised?
I'm the only one to pick Cardell Jones around here. Everybody laughed at me again and said didn't know what I was talking about.
I thought Braxton Miller put on the show on Monday night. I think he's now the X factor for this football team.
Braxton Miller should go up and shake Urban Meyer's hand, because Terrell Pryor was the same way. You know, a great option quarterback, not an NFL one. He moved to wide receiver, trying to make it in the league. Braxton Miller is 1 year ahead of his progress by being moved to wide receiver already. He's getting a jump on the NFL career.
Pryor just got cut today by Cleveland. They brought in a new player and sent him down. Short kick fielded at the 5 by Henderson. Nice little move at the 20, down at 27, they'll mark it. At the beginning of the show, we talked about the importance, the value of the two quarterbacks to these two programs. Let's see how they've matched up so far tonight. Remember, Driscoll started 0 for 2. Since then, settled down 16 to 21, 193-1. Dowdy, typical big numbers from that big-time player.
And these two kids, I mean, the numbers and the way these guys play, they're as good as any quarterbacks in the country right now. I mean, they really are. They are excellent players.
Driscoll, all kinds of time. Just throws it into the ground, and then a flag there as well.
I don't think that football made it. Yeah, they didn't make it back to the line of scrimmage. He threw it to the feet of the offensive lineman, but it did not make it to the line of scrimmage.
I felt like he gave up on that play a little early.
Holding. Defense.
Yeah, that's why. He got a holding call.
10-yard penalty for the previous spot. First down.
5th penalty already now on Louisiana Tech. Let's take a look at Driscoll's evening so far.
He's settling in. I mean, when he plants that back foot and he fires, I mean, he's able to throw not only on the rope, but he got a little touch as well, reading the defenses and putting the ball where his guys can make a play. They're not having to overwork to get the football. He's putting it right there. Guys are reaching up, making plays.
And both coaches have done a nice job of play calling, you know, giving them a chance to get the ball out. The offensive lines, both of them have done a nice job of protecting both quarterbacks.
Driscoll with the most completions in a game for himself since last year against Kentucky. So something about those Kentucky schools. So you bring out the best in Driscoll.
I think he almost just missed a touchdown here. A late breaking route. He chose a check down, which is great. Get the ball out of your hands, get it out of bounds. But I think you got to hold on and let some of these routes sort of develop. I'm going to watch the middle of the field here because you're in a situation where you're under 2 minutes. The communication by Western Kentucky has to be there now. Under 2 minutes, it's going to be no huddle. Guys got to use a lot of hand signals.
You know,
no huddling.
They got one timeout, and they got over a minute. So, I mean, they're in 2-minute mode. You know, if they can keep the ball on the perimeter and get it out of bounds.
Low snap, handled well, over the middle, and overthrown.
You know, the difference between college and the pros, if you can throw the ball over the middle of the field in college, because if you get a first down, right, the clock stops until they get the chain set. Where in the NFL, no one's throwing the ball over the middle in a 2-minute drill, because now if you catch it, the clock continues to run.
Bulldogs just 2 of 6 on 3rd down tonight.
I'm Western Kentucky right here in this situation. I'm bringing pressure. I think pressure has forced the football out of Jeff Driscoll's hands. I saw it earlier. I think you bring 4 or 5 guys. I mean, bring at least 5 guys on this play.
They bring 4. Driscoll under duress, and down he goes.
Nice little TE stunt there. Tackle first and second, keeping them in the pocket, showing them a good look.
That's a nice changeup. You know, they've pretty much been rushing straight. In other words, one-on-one. Like Kirk just pointed out, that time they ran a twist between the end and the tackle, and it caused a little bit of confusion on the offensive line, which, again, gives them a chance to get through.
Jeff Brown, Western Kentucky using their final timeout. Again, their return game has been off the charts tonight. 4th and 4 from the 43, so Skip Holt saying, guys, be leery of number 81, Kylan Towner. Towner already tonight with a 98-yard kickoff return for a touchdown, had a big punt return in the first quarter as well.
And the other decision right now that the head coach is making, Jeff Brom, do I go for a return or do I come after him and try to block? You know what I mean? So what do I do? I would probably go return. I would go return the situation.
Gerald Schaus back to punt it, gets it at his 30. Towner from the 15. Nowhere to go. So we showed you Jeff Driscoll's highlights. Now Dowdy's turn.
Well, Dowdy, you saw him early on with the big touchdown play, but I thought he stayed in rhythm with this offense. It's been for him finding the right guy. And we've seen multiple formations, we've seen multiple sets, and with Dowdy is just about picking the right guy to throw to, because Louisiana Tech has changed their coverage up from the beginning of the game. We're starting to see more zone in the man that we saw earlier.
Dowdy hitting 80% of his passes tonight. 1st and 10 from the 18. 49 seconds left in the half. They go to the ground.
Yeah, they're backed up. That's a good call right there. You don't want to take a chance, throw an interception, get sacked and fumbled, hand the ball off, get out of the half, go into halftime, regroup.
11th carry for Leon Allen. He's now at 68 yards. Dowdy, big pickup. Avoids another tackle and close to midfield.
Well, that wasn't that philosophy. He wasn't thinking what I was thinking. They're going for points. I think the defense from Louisiana wasn't expecting it either.
Dowdy down the right sideline. They've had success there. And complete, out of bounds, just shy of the 30. 13 seconds left.
Yeah, good job by Antoine Grant locating the football, but being able to come back and get that toe down. Well, you know, almost got 2 in there. Well, college, you only need 1, but he almost got 2 down.
Right, nice drop and dragging the toe. You can see the rubber out of the AstroTurf coming up behind the toe drag.
Grant now leading all receivers with 74 yards.
I'm going to work the bottom of the screen here. The bottom of the screen, the 2 receivers at the bottom, no space.
So they go to the ground game and success again. First down and more. There is a flag on the play.
Holding, got to be holding. They couldn't have blocked him that well.
You like that call, Coach, with no timeouts left?
Well,
run the football?
No, I mean, if I was going to run it, I would have run it way back when. You know, I mean, now all of a sudden.
And Coach, Leon Allen limping a little bit after that tackle.
Yeah, that's.
Holding. Offense, number 21.
I think in this situation, they ran it on first down, way backed up. I like that. I thought they were going to just run the clock out and do it at halftime. Then they start throwing it again. If you're going to throw it, keep throwing it.
Yeah, I thought they were going to work the bottom of the screen here, but
Allen limping. Watch the end of this tackle as it's kind of that odd extension of the hip. So 5 seconds left. In Western Kentucky, out of timeouts. He's going to attempt a 59-yard field goal.
I'm Louisiana Tech. I want to have somebody right underneath that goalpost just in case he doesn't make it.
I like the call. I would, too. I would have somebody deep. Call timeout?
No, it's a delay of game.
The clock's at 0 right now.
Coach Brown's upset. I think he wanted to attempt this field goal, but somebody started the clock.
So much for
usually that happens on the
home cooking from the, from the timekeeper.
That may happen on the road, but it's usually the opposite when you're at home. The timekeeper is.
Yeah, coach is upset. He's all the way out on the football field. He's upset.
So again, this would be a 59-yard field goal. Schreckman's career long, only 44 yards.
Yeah, I'd like Kirk's point. I would have somebody real deep under the goalpost.
Halftime.
The call is halftime. We couldn't hear it, but we're good at reading lips. Jeff Brom would like a further conversation. But that is it for the first half. Western Kentucky, after that 14-0 lead in the first quarter, they're now up 27-17.
I'd like to hear what they're taking.
It was an offensive penalty, so the clock still runs. If it was a defensive penalty, I think the clock stops. Where that being a defensive penalty, the clock keeps going.
Jeff Brom walking off the field. Petros Papadakis there to meet him. Petros?
Coach, what was the situation there at the end that had you upset with the officials?
Well, there was quite a few, but that one there, we have a big run that calls for a hold, I guess, again, when we get down to easy field goal range. And then at the end, you know, they were fine. The clock read out. Some people said there was 12 guys on their team on the field. I don't know. But at the end, I didn't have a problem with anything.
Now, Coach, you had some momentum going early. You got it back, it seemed, at the end of the second half here. How do you keep that going?
Well, we've got a lot of work to do. This is a good football team. Their offense got going. We got tired. We didn't tackle well. We have to tackle in space. They're going to get us in space, and we got to tackle. Offensively, we just got to keep making chunks, not turn the ball over. It's going to be a dogfight to the end, but this is what it's all about.
Good luck, Coach. Thanks a lot. Rob?
Thanks, P. Western Kentucky, they got run last year versus Louisiana Tech, falling 59-10. They have the lead at the half. Coming up next, it's the State Farm Fox Sports 1 College Football Halftime Show.
Welcome back to Fox College Football. Due to time constraints, we'll move ahead to later in the game after these commercial messages.
We welcome you back to Fox Sports 1 College Football presented by Geico. Rob Stone, Dave Ronstadt, Kirk Morrison, Petros Papadakis back here with you. 10-point lead for Western Kentucky. We take a look at our Louisiana Tech offensive leaders so far. And there's Driscoll's numbers hovering right at about that 200 mark. Dixon, 10 rushes for over 50 yards. 1st and 10 for Louisiana Tech at the 30. Driscoll going big. Prince Charles along with the interception.
That's one of those situations where if the ball is thrown up, you're going to see it right here. Quarterback's got time. Good coverage by the defensive back. The ball's in the air. We would always tell our receivers, if you can't catch it, you make sure nobody does. You know, and he obviously right there, he just loses sight. Great play by the defender, though, huh, Kirk?
Yeah, great play, but also always just try to find a positive in this.
Yep.
Just say, hey, we just punted on 1st down. We took a shot. We got him down on the interception. We just say, we punted on 1st down. We'll take that. We'll go back to the drawing board and find another play. But that one, you got to take a shot there.
Go to the ground.
We talked about playing an interception at the highest point. That's what that was. The defensive back, great job.
Furby with the carry again. Leon Allen left last series after injuring his left leg. Petros?
You know, sometimes when you get a really tough injury like that, it shocks both sidelines. Nobody likes to see it. And the team that wakes up first usually gets the momentum back. And with that interception, it's the Toppers.
Yeah, remember the Hilltoppers, Petros, had 2 interceptions in the end zone over the weekend at Vanderbilt. They get a timely one here in the 3rd quarter. Dowdy. Again, they go to the ground, and again, it's DeAndre Furby, the redshirt freshman from Nashville, had over 1,300 yards and 22 touchdowns his senior year in high school. Played at a smaller school in Tennessee, but a guy who obviously put up big numbers, and looks like they're going to be counting on him for tonight, maybe longer, with this injury to Leon Allen.
He's another one of those big backs, 6'1", 240 pounds. He's not going to beat you to the edge, but they want to run him between the tackles. And now slowing the tempo down just a bit, Western Kentucky. We're used to them more high, up-tempo pace, slowing the tempo down here.
Hilltoppers, 3 of 7 on 3rd down. 5 on the play clock. They get it off. Dowdy. 1st down. Oh, he dropped the ball.
Louisiana Tech's defense has done, since Skip Holtz has been there, has done a great job of coming up with the turnover, you know, making something happen to help their offense. I think that's what they got to keep doing now. They got to keep mixing it in. Right there, it was a blitz.
Yes.
They brought extra pressure, and they forced the throw a little bit. Just get them out of rhythm a little bit, and we get the incomplete pass.
Dangerfield had that, though. That should have been a 1st down.
One of the more sure-handed wide receivers in college football. You know, last year, 69 catches so far, but that's a big drop. Could have kept the drive going.
Pinty punts it. And it goes out of bounds, so no return for Taylor. Tomorrow on The Herd, Colin welcomes Howie Long into the studio to preview the 2015 NFL season. Plus, he rolls out his blazing 5 picks for the first full weekend of college and NFL action. It's The Herd tomorrow, noon Eastern, only on FS1, streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Well, he's had some big-name guests this week. Troy Aikman, Rob Lowe, Vince Scully, Charles Barkley, Jimmy Kimmel.
Doc Rivers, I was talking to.
Rivers.
I saw Colin today. I said, hey, I'm just waiting, man. Whenever you need me.
We're low on his depth chart.
Hey, whenever you need me, I'm here. I'm off-season ready.
Jeff Driscoll, after throwing that interception on their last drive, back. And they go to the ground, and they go to Dixon, and Dixon finds a hole. Across midfield, across the 40 to the 30. Inside the 20 goes Dixon.
One thing that Kenneth Dixon has is patience. And watch how he waits, boom. And then once he puts that foot in the ground, he goes. But the best thing about it, keep talking about it, he makes guys miss at the second and third level. It's got to take more than one guy to bring him down.
Driscoll with the keeper across the 10. Driscoll just shy of the end zone, and then he coughed it. They're going to rule him down at about the 1.
I like what Dixon, there's an old expression, let your block set up for you. I like what Dixon did on that long run. He actually sat there and waited for his blockers to get in front of him. Very nice, very nice.
And when you add this in your offense with Driscoll, this may be only a 4 or 5 yard run, but it's now keeping Western Kentucky's defense honest. I talked about it earlier. You get down here into that red zone, the field is now condensed. How do you create more space for your offense?
102 of those 117 rushing yards, courtesy of Dixon, who's once again gone over the century mark. Second and goal. And Dixon is in.
There's that old 3-back power offense, power backfield offense. You get 2 lead blockers. Last time they went to the left, it scored. This time they run it to the right. Watch this. You'll see the 3 backs in the backfield, and you'll see the 2 blockers to the right. It's like a double lead, and the 3rd back carries the ball in for the score.
I call that big, tough guy football.
That big, tough guy. Hey, he got that from his dad. I'm telling you guys. His dad ran that at Notre Dame.
That's
20
tough guy
years
football.
ago.
That's tough guy football.
Second touchdown tonight for Dixon. 4th already this season. And here's the big play that set it up. Dixon, a preseason All-Conference USA pick. Easy to understand why. He's over 100 for the second time already this season. 3-point game in Bowling Green. You think Kenneth Dixon's into this one? Yeah, he's barking at his offensive line there after scoring his 2nd touchdown. Punched it in from 1 yard out, set up by that 49-yard run. He has at least 2 touchdowns in 8 of his last 9 games. It's an NFL-type caliber talent from what you've seen.
Without a doubt. And you know what? Really, let's think about it. Driscoll shows up. The quarterback just shows up there, Jeff, this year. So Dixon should be the leader of this team. And if they're going to win and compete for the championship, he needs to lead the team.
He's over there talking to his offensive line,
yes.
saying, who wants it more? Right now, who wants it more?
Member special teams have been big for Western Kentucky tonight. And again, another short kick, a little worm burner, finally scooped up. Western Kentucky will take it over to 30. Looks like we have some extracurricular noises, at least, going on. Under 10 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Take a look at our offensive leaders for Western Kentucky tonight. You see Dowdy's numbers. Again, though, the big story, Leon Allen left in the 3rd quarter with a left leg injury. You see the numbers for Antwain Grant, 4 grabs, 73 yards.
We're still early in this 3rd quarter, but this is a big drive for Western Kentucky to get back into the flow of this football game. At least 10 to 12 play drive I want to see right here. You got to kind of grind it out a little bit. The quick score is not going to work for you here. You got to get back in rhythm like we saw early in that 1st quarter.
Little razzmatazz from the Hilltoppers. This may backfire, and it does.
Good reaction there. That's all about athleticism and reacting to the play.
C.J. Cleveland, the first man on the scene.
Yeah, C.J. Cleveland made the play, but it's the defensive line penetrating, reading their keys, and getting up the field.
Loss of 5.
Well, we used to say, everybody stay at home, right? Everybody do your job, stay at home, play your side of the field.
Dowdy has the big tight end and a 1st down. Another grab from Higbee.
I thought I would see this more from Western Kentucky today, using Tyler Higbee. He had the 4 catches a week ago, but I thought today they would try to utilize him down the field on these linebackers from Louisiana Tech. he's been wide open. He's been the mismatch I thought they would go to a lot more. You see, he's a big body, able to catch with his hands, make a big play.
Team high 5th reception for Higbee. He has 60 yards through the air. Pump fake Dowdy. Looking to go deep. Lofts it up down the left side. Overthrew his man.
Good decision. Little wheel route out of the backfield there.
Looking for Norris.
Trying to get a little bit of confusion.
You always worry when you get formation into that boundary. When you got too many receivers stacked up on one side, you're thinking they're trying to get everybody to look at one thing and really throw something right behind you. Good job staying home, but also watch the safety for Louisiana Tech, able to stay over the top, forcing an errant throw from Dowdy.
Dowdy, 20 of 28, 311 yards and a touchdown. Dowdy under pressure, flush to his right. Incomplete.
You know, it's funny because both quarterbacks have done a very good job when there has been pressure of avoiding the pressure. And like I said before, both of these guys, you made the comment earlier, Kurt, great point, that looking with the eyes. And
Coach, that's Leon Allen being carted out of here. You see the sock off that left foot. It was his left leg, and there's the brace on the left knee already. That's what we were afraid of. So the Hilltoppers without Allen, and now 3rd and 10 from their 46. They're just 3 of 8 on 3rd down. Complete and a first down. And who else? The tight end again. Things starting to heat up for Higbee. That's now his 6th reception.
I keep saying this is the matchup Western Kentucky wants. Brandon Dowdy waits for us. He's got to hold the football. You need protection. You need protection. Long route, Tyler Higbee on the overdrag, and he just outruns the Cooper, the safety for Louisiana Tech.
You know, they were in man coverage right there. That was a nice route by the tight end. You know, he gave him that little hesitation curve, and then obviously had enough speed to route run.
Pickup of 1, maybe 2 by Furby.
See, this is where they missed Leon Allen here in this situation. You know, Leon Allen was a guy who knows the offense. He was picking up, 5, 6 yards on a carry. But when you bring in now, you got DeAndre Furby, a younger player. A lot of guys, you kind of, it's not a drop-off, but
sure.
Obviously Louisiana Tech knows that there's kind of blood in the water a little bit and trying to make this Western Kentucky team one-dimensional.
2nd and 9, Dowdy rolling to his right. Dowdy goes down.
You know, that was a great point you made. With Allen not in there in his experience for the running game, but also for pass protection. You know, all of a sudden, the blitz starts coming a little bit more, and you don't have Allen in there that understands protections. All of a sudden, you're susceptible to some sacks.
Cedric Cooper with the sack there. So 3rd and 18. Just converted on 3rd down moments ago. Another big one here for the Hilltoppers. Play action. Dowdy. That'll be short. That may put him in field goal range. Schwetman, he's best from about 45 and in. Let's see where they mark it. Ball's on the 28. This would be about a 45-yarder. This is right at his threshold.
You know, when you look at the receiver receptions, the number of times for Western Kentucky, I mean, you talk about spreading the ball around. Everybody uses that phrase. I mean, they've got 2 or 3 receivers with 4 receptions, a tight end with 6. I mean, that puts a lot of pressure on a defense. It truly does.
Schwetman's career long is 44. This from 45. And he got it. The lead up to 6, career-long boot for the senior, Garrett Schwetman, 30-24 in Bowling Green. (30-24) in favor of the Hilltoppers. 6:33 left in the 3rd quarter. Time now for a Lowe's game break. We excited about that? Rob, Kirk, Dave back here with you. We're going to use the game break to do a little self-promotion. We're back with you tomorrow night right here on Fox Sports 1. Another Conference USA team, Florida Atlantic, taking on the ACC's Miami Hurricanes. The U is back, Coach.
U is back, and it would be a season changer for FAU, but Al Golden, I think, is as confident about his team as he's been since he's been there. I think Al Golden's really looking forward to this game.
We're looking forward to seeing Brad Kaya, the very talented young quarterback for the Hurricanes. They throttled Bethune-Cookman 45-0 over the weekend. Kaya 16 of 27, 173 yards, 2 touchdowns. He may be the best quarterback in the ACC, or certainly in the conversation.
I think you can put him in a conversation. I looked at last week, Everett Golson. He had a terrific game. I know it was only one game, but against Texas State.
You're drinking the Golson Kool-Aid already.
He looked very comfortable in that Jimbo Fisher offense last week.
Jeff Driscoll, the former University of Florida quarterback, from the shotgun. He'll take this one from his 25. Hand it off. Dixon's been on a bit of a roll since that fumble. Dixon gets another carry. Tackle by T.J. McCollum. A UAB transfer came in February. The guy said he was solid from day one. A couple of UAB players starting on defense for Western Kentucky. Another ground and pound attempt from Dixon.
They're much improved on defense compared to a year ago, Kurt. Tackling better. They're sounder. Guys are playing in right gaps. I mean, it's a nice mix.
Bulldogs going really up-tempo here on 3rd and 2. Driscoll will keep it. Put on the brakes. Cut.
First down. Should be. That's okay.
Petros, what have you seen from Dixon lately?
Well, that first down there was all Dixon on the zone read. Driscoll was able to pull it because the defense is respecting Dixon's ability to run the ball so much. And even when somebody gets a hit on him at a line of scrimmage, remember, he falls forward about 3 yards.
Yeah, Dixon, 111 yards rushing already.
I like that play call. Think about it. I mean, now the defensive coordinator for Western, he's thinking right now, geez, they will hand the ball off and let Driscoll run.
Intended for McKnight, overthrew him. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 from 41.
My point is that all these teams come in with these quarterback read options. Right. And as a defensive coach, you say, yeah, the quarterback has the option to keep it, but some of these coaches will never give it to the quarterback. You have to give it to him a couple times a game in order to make the defense honor it.
Yeah, got to keep him honest. So that one play right there, like you mentioned, Coach, now as a defender, I'm thinking about that play throughout the game. So in another situation, I got to make sure I key on the quarterback.
More from Dixon. Oh, he's able to get so many yards after that initial contact. Seems to carry a lot of guys, which is even more impressive when you consider he's listed at 5'10", 213. So we'll take a look at Dixon's evening.
Yeah, he's just power. He has athleticism to make guys miss, but when he needs to run with power, he can do that as well.
Dixon, pretty good grabbing the ball through the air as well. There's another reception for Dixon. That's his 5th grab of the evening. Or rather, that's McKnight.
It's decision time here. If you're Coach Skip Holtz, do you punt it here or do you go for it? I know
that's Dixon limping. We've already seen one running back leave the game, Leon Allen, with a left leg injury. Now Dixon, a little gimpy.
Yeah, you got to be, I think, on the other side, the 50. I think it's a good decision by Coach Holtz right here. If you're a one-score game, you got plenty of time.
Fair catch called by Western Kentucky. So we have a game tomorrow here on Fox Sports 1, and then a full slate coming your way. Saturday, it starts 11:30 Eastern. Kansas State and their bands in action versus UTSA.
See what
that one on Fox Sports 1. That's where I'm going. Number 3, TCU in action at 3:30. The big one on Fox, the Cy-Hawk Trophy, Iowa State. Cyclones dealing with a lot off the field coming into this one, and we conclude our night 10:30 Eastern. Central Florida taking on a Stanford team lost on the road at Northwestern last Saturday.
Yeah, there's 2 or 3. All of a sudden, week 2, big games.
Must win. Must-win games.
Big games.
Furby on the solid pickup on 1st down, but a flag on the play.
Holding. Offense, number 76. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
penalties have just gone. Louisiana Tech, first quarter, it seems like, right? Then since then, it's all been
8 penalties now, Coach, for the Hilltoppers for 95 yards.
as compared to 4 for La Tech.
That's the one that hurts the most when it's Forrest Lamp, who's the left tackle who Coach Brom talked about being his best offensive lineman. So now you're getting penalties at all levels of your offense.
Lamp making his 24th consecutive start tonight. He's whistled for that one, so that pushes Dowdy back. 1st and 20 from the 13. Short completion, a couple yards after the catch, so it'll be 2nd and long.
Trying to get the penalty yards back with that play. High percentage, we call it little middle screen to the running back over the middle of the formation.
And they're leaning heavily on Furby now with Allen out with that left leg injury. Pump fake to Furby. Dowdy with time over the middle. Wide open. Cross midfield. Tackled at about the 46-yard line, and a solid pickup there from Nicholas Norris, the junior from Miami.
Well, Dowdy had options. He pump faked to the running back Furby. He looked at the tight end, then came all the way back to Norris. That's a good job by a quarterback going through his progressions. He went 1, he went 2, and went all the way back and got a completion.
Go back to that completion. Norris, he only has 2 receptions. They've all been big, though. He's averaging 26.5 yards per grab tonight.
Well, you know who I would be talking to? I'd be talking to my defensive line right now. Quarterback's holding the ball too long. You know what I mean? You know, Louisiana Tech's got to generate some pass rush. If you can't get there with 3 or 4, you got to bring somebody else. You know, they're going to beat you by throwing the ball at this point.
They need more from that man, number 9, Vernon Butler, an NFL caliber type guy, the captain, the senior from Summit, Mississippi. As Dowdy barks out the instructions. 5 on the play clock.
There they come. Now they're bringing pressure.
There's the pressure. He avoids it and completes the pass.
That's what I was alluding to right there. They come up and they dial up pressure. It's a good play.
Versus UTSA.
See what
that one on Fox Sports 1. That's where I'm going. Number 3, TCU in action at 3:30. The big one on Fox, the Cy-Hawk Trophy, Iowa State. Cyclones dealing with a lot off the field coming into this one, and we conclude our night 10:30 Eastern. Central Florida taking on a Stanford team, lost on the road at Northwestern last Saturday.
Yeah, there's 2 or 3. All of a sudden, week 2, big game.
Must win. Must win games.
Big games.
Furby on the solid pickup on 1st down, but a flag on the play.
Holding. Offense, number 76. 10-yard penalty for the previous spot.
Well,
First down.
penalties have just gone. Louisiana Tech, first quarter, it seems like, right? Then since then, it's all been
8 penalties now, Coach, for the Hilltoppers for 95 yards.
as compared to 4 for La Tech.
That's the one that hurts the most when it's Forrest Lamp, who's the left tackle who Coach Brom talked about being his best offensive lineman. So now you're getting penalties at all levels of your offense.
Lamp making his 24th consecutive start tonight. He's whistled for that one, so that pushes Dowdy back. 1st and 20 from the 13. Short completion, a couple yards after the catch, so it'll be 2nd and long.
Trying to get the penalty yards back with that play. High percentage, we call it little middle screen to the running back over the middle of the formation.
And they're leaning heavily on Furby now with Allen out with that left leg injury. Pump fake to Furby. Dowdy with time over the middle. Wide open. Cross midfield. Tackled at about the 46-yard line, and a solid pickup there from Nicholas Norris, the junior from Miami.
Well, Dowdy had options. He pump faked to the running back Furby. He looked at the tight end, then came all the way back to Norris. That's a good job by a quarterback going through his progressions. He went 1, he went 2, and went all the way back and got a completion.
Go back to that completion. Norris, He only has 2 receptions. They've all been big, though. He's averaging 26.5 yards per grab tonight.
Well, you know who I would be talking to? I'd be talking to my defensive line right now. Quarterback's holding the ball too long. You know what I mean? You know, Louisiana Tech's got to generate some pass rush. If you can't get there with 3 or 4, you got to bring somebody else. You know, they're going to beat you by throwing the ball at this point.
They need more from that man, number 9, Vernon Butler, an NFL caliber type guy, the captain, the senior from Summit, Mississippi. Is Dowdy barks out the instructions. 5 on the play clock.
There they come. Now they're bringing pressure.
There's the pressure. He avoids it and completes the pass.
That's what I was alluding to right there. They come up and they dial up pressure. It's a good blitz. It's a good blitz.
Curious Fant with the grab.
It's designed right.
But it's also a quarterback having guts, knowing he's going to get hit. When he pulls that football down, he knows he's going to get hit, but delivers a nice pass to Fant, gets a first down, and that's the one that gets the offense going now. Now you got guys on the sideline jumping up and down, saying, hey, we're ready to go, fellas.
Fant in motion. And they're going to rule him down just shy of the end zone. Furby that close to a touchdown. No, that's not Furby. We're going to have to go deep on the depth chart for that one. That's Anthony Davis.
Yeah, just kind of it's a sweep by the running back is what it is, but it's an underneath handoff.
Quarterback keeper, coach.
There's my quarterback keeper. That's okay. On the goal line, you're fine with it. 2nd and goal. You need a half a yard. Come back and run it again.
That was the one time I would turn myself into a missile and just try to launch myself, because the quarterback is now a runner. He's not considered. He doesn't have the same protections as if he were a passer.
2nd and goal from the 1.
Yeah, that's a good solid yard.
High formation. Touchdown, Hilltoppers.
Well, you know, you go back to that drive and you say, okay, so they weren't getting pressure. They complete a ball down the field. Then they come back and they come up with a blitz, and it's well designed by the coaches. You got to get them on the ground. The quarterback, you know, quarterback makes a great play.
Furby from 1 yard out.
Just a critical play on that drive. But I think here, maybe going for 2 here, try to turn this into a 2-possession, already a 2-possession game, but make it a 2-touchdown game.
That's what they're doing, yep. 4th quarter, you know, generally you wait till middle to late 4th quarter. There's your pick play again.
And there it is. Big outing from Furby on that drive.
You know, Louisiana Tech ran the double lead down here. This is a one-man lead for Western Kentucky. Touchdown. Just go right behind that offensive line.
Yeah, you got to, you know, nice job by the offensive line. Getting movement, getting leverage. Yeah, it's a sweet play. Nice design play.
Here's the 2-point conversion, and again,
Watch the running back here with the Texas route. They get the motion to get everybody's eyes looking at the motion. Running back just runs we used to call a Texas route. A little out and come right back into the middle of the field.
And, you know, a nice decision by the quarterback, too. You know what I mean? He's a couple options right there.
they might have found something in DeAndre Furby. Petros, what do you know about DeAndre?
Well, he's a big back, there's no doubt about it, from Nashville, a redshirt freshman at 240. There's a misconception that in spread offenses that really go sideline to sideline, you need a small back. But if you look at Oregon with Royce Freeman, and they did it with LeGarrette Blunt, that's the only guy that takes some football out of the defense. It's a great weapon.
Yeah, Furby's first career touchdown. He only had 2 carries over the weekend. A return by Henderson crosses the 30. That's where Louisiana Tech will take over with 46 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. And it's now a 14-point lead by Western Kentucky. Jeff Driscoll. Remember him from his days in Gainesville, now playing for Louisiana Tech. Over 200 yards tonight. Driscoll, interesting how he got to Louisiana Tech. His roommate at the University of Florida, their deep snapper, Kyle Crowfoot. Well, Crowfoot, his family, friends with the Holtz family from their days in South Bend, Indiana. Crowfoot, one of the Crowfoot brothers, was recruited by Holtz. They had a good understanding. So Crowfoot recommended Holtz to Driscoll. They reached out, talked. Driscoll was wooed by some ACC, SEC, Big 12 programs. Really liked the way, though, that Coach Holtz developed Cody Sokol. Also liked the way that he handled a Sokol interception in an important game last season. He saw that on television, said, this is the kind of coach I'd like to play for. Remember, this is a guy who had a lot of success in Gainesville. You go back to 2012, led Florida to 11-12 record, a BCS bowl berth, then a season-ending injury the next year, and then lost the starting job the year after that. He has graduated, so he's a graduate transfer, and he's going to run the ball right now, and tripped up at about the 45, and this could bring a close to the third quarter. Driscoll enjoying his time with his new program, but Louisiana Tech down 14 after 3 quarters. They need more Kenneth Dixon. They need some more big plays. Fourth quarter when we return. Time now for the Nissan Heisman Watch. Already we're talking Heisman, Kirk? Man, let the game breathe.
No, already talking Heisman. I think Ezekiel Elliott definitely has his name high in the race already. We saw him Monday night. Derrick Henry, another guy, following that list of running backs from Alabama, from Mark Ingram, Trent Richardson, TJ Yeldon a year ago. I think Trayvon Boykin, we already know, one of the most dynamic football players in college football. Connor Cook can definitely make a statement this weekend at home versus Oregon. And this is the guy, this is my man crush right here. I'm circling Seth Russell. He's the guy not a lot of people are talking about now, but as Baylor continues to win with the schedule they have, don't be surprised right around Thanksgiving, that big game against TCU, he becomes a Heisman favorite.
I like him. He's a lot more explosive than Bryce Petty was. I agree. I'll give you that.
Driscoll avoids the sack, leans forward, and will pick up about 6.
I think you forget sometimes that Driscoll is a big guy. You know, he stands 6'4", 231 pounds. He's hard to bring down. I think as this season goes along, using him more in the running game, I think we'll see a lot more from Louisiana Tech because he's shown that he can get out of the pocket, but also he's shown that he can be a factor in those read option plays.
His little brother Jason, a redshirt freshman, the backup quarterback at FAU, is in action tomorrow night on FS1 versus Miami. Here's Kenneth Dixon. Dixon across the 30, puts his head down and rolls to about the 40.
Dixon on the carry.
I mean, Dixon is just, I keep talking about the
beast,
the warrior mentality of him. We know the guy's banged up. He's showing the shoulder. He's got a little limp to him, but you can tell he wants this bad.
He's at 153 right now.
And the other thing, too, you talk about NFL and pro scouts, he's got 4 receptions. They're not afraid to throw him the football. He's got good hands.
1st and 10 from the 40. Driscoll fakes to the left, rolls back, thinking big, thinking deep. And had a man, and it was dropped. Henderson in and out of the hands.
Nice play call.
Kirk is not happy.
Now you got to help out your quarterback. I mean, that ball is put right where it needs to be. You buy enough time, the offensive line blocks it up, and you're Henderson, you got to make that play. You got to make that play, especially this time in the football game. This one of those, you can't even look at the gloves on that one. That's just, I dropped the football.
Driscoll 19 of 32, 216 yards, a touchdown, and 1 interception. Driscoll's going to keep it again. He's got a seam. Driscoll down the left side. Driscoll across the 30, tackled at about the 25.
He was trying to get to the end zone, Kirk.
I told you, he's got a little scoop to him. I call a little scoop.
I don't know if you would have caught him.
Nah, that's a little scootability. They running after him, but Jeff Driscoll just showing you he's not just a thrower. He's able to run the football, I think, keeping the defense honest.
He ran it 3 times for 15 yards and a touchdown last week in their convincing win over Southern, 62-15. They dismantled Southern. They were up 52-8 at half. They had 587 total yards of offense. Driscoll and most of the starters spent a majority of the game on the bench.
And I think you got to give Skip.
5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
You got to give Skip Holt some credit too for calling a play like that. You know, and not being afraid to let your senior, your leader quarterback keep the ball and run it. You got it.
Now 1st and 5, Coach, from the 18.
Yeah, but this hurry up now because this is something that Western Kentucky hasn't seen from Louisiana Tech throughout the game. So you're getting at a hurry up, and all of a sudden you got guys needing a blow, getting a breather, you get 12 men on the field.
The way these two quarterbacks are playing, there's plenty of time for both.
Driscoll completes that one to Paul Turner. Petros?
Guys, it's hard to imagine that if Louisiana Tech is going to come back and really be competitive in this fourth quarter, it's going to be on the legs of Driscoll with his strength, because you can see his superior athleticism out on the field, or it's going to be Dixon. They need a little bit of help from some other skill guy.
1st and 10 from the 12, Pete.
Right now, Skip Holtz knows that he's got 4 downs to score. I mean,
Driscoll throws that one away into the buffet section there in the club seating.
So if you're the head coach right now, what Skip's telling his coordinators, hey guys, we're going to go for a touchdown here. So we need 2 scores. We got 4 downs to do it. We're not concerned right now about kicking a field goal and giving them the ball back, which changes your play call. Gives your play caller a little bit more flexibility from a run-pass standpoint.
See, with the ball being on the left hash, I motion Dixon out and get him the football.
Taylor in motion. Dixon flashes to the left. Driscoll slings it in, has a man, incomplete. Another big drop. This time it's McKnight unable to hold on to it.
Well, we've talked about the pocket presence from these quarterbacks. They're able to feel the rush. That's difficult for a younger quarterback. But these guys now, 6-year seniors, this is a graduate transfer, able to feel the rush, step up. I thought he pressed the line of scrimmage enough. He actually, I thought, could have picked up more yardage, but he decided to throw. Always a difficult throw on the run.
Yep.
But I thought he could have picked up some more yards.
3rd and 10. Dixon, another reception inside the 10.
That was the play I was talking about earlier.
We go for it. Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
That last play, I thought they were going to run on 2nd down, because you're talking about getting the ball. Petros talked about it. It's going to be on Driscoll and Dixon. You got to get Dixon the football, because running the ball here, I don't think you do it. But if you pass it, get it in his hands again, he's shown you he can make a couple of guys miss.
Louisiana Tech 0 for 1 on 4th down tonight. They don't need a touchdown, just a 1st down. 4th and 6 from the 8. Driscoll looking for the end zone. Incomplete. Another turnover on downs. That is a big hit to Louisiana Tech. A chance to pull within 7. Driscoll can't hook up with Turner. Western Kentucky still up 14. Rob, Dave, Kirk, Petros back here with you. Time now for our Dr. Pepper one-of-a-kind play of the game. Highland Towner in the 2nd quarter, 98-yard touchdown off the kickoff, his 2nd career kickoff return. Has 169 return yards tonight, and that's your Dr. Pepper one-of-a-kind play of the game. This Hilltoppers up 14, backed up inside their 10, trying to work the clock right now. And, almost able to break that tackle was DeAndre Furby. Petros?
When you watch this, the 4-minute drill, when you're trying to run clock like the Toppers are right now, the one thing you'll notice from the running back, they always hand the ball to the official, leaving no doubt about a fumble and making the official ask for the ball while the clock still runs.
Absolutely, but also seeing the running back put 2 hands on that thing, right, Petros? This is where, if you're a running back, you better put 2 hands on it, because as a defender, I'm trying to rake that thing out, trying to find any way, any opportunity to get the football back to my offense.
It's also just polite.
See, watch everybody here. They're scraping at the football, trying to get a hand in there.
Furby maybe a yard there. That'll bring up 3rd and about 4. It's called actually 3rd and 2.
Big 3rd down right here.
Furby, a big back, 6'1", 240, redshirt freshman from Nashville. The Hilltoppers may be really counting on him now as the season goes on. Again, their big stud, Leon Allen, left in the third quarter with a left leg injury, and it did not look good on the replay. Again, working the clock is Dowdy. Just does get it off. Goes to the air. Well behind the man. Clock stops. 4:41 left in this one, and Louisiana Tech will get it back.
I'm scratching my head on that one. Coach Brom, you've had some calls today, but I don't know if I throw it in that situation. I think Furby has shown you, he's got 8 yards on the first 2 plays. Why not run it with him again on 3rd down? Now the clock stops. You're going to punt the football, and Louisiana Tech's going to be able to get something going early.
Yeah, how about a little naked or something? Let the quarterback keep it. If you're not confident in giving it to your young redshirt freshman running back, let your quarterback keep the ball. Try to make 2 yards. And if you don't make it, they're still punting.
Acapinti gets that one off.
They had a little pressure there.
Bounces. Out of bounds, close to the 47-yard line. Next up, Louisiana Tech and Kenneth Dixon down 14, trying to pull within 7. 4:34 left in this one.
We're having so much fun. After the game on Fox Sports Live. Did you miss the NFL? Because it's back. We have full coverage of Brady's return against the Steelers.
Can't see that game anywhere. How a key holdout can sink Seattle as well.
Fox Sports Live. Stoner?
Jay? Thank you, gentlemen. A lot of offense here tonight. 993 yards of total offense, 62 points, but Jeff Driscoll and Louisiana Tech down 14 with about 4.5 left to go in this one. Again, the good guys from Fox Sports Live waiting in the wings once this one is in the books. Hand off, Dixon. They'll lose several on that one. Not how you want to start a very important drive.
No, not at all. Nick Newton making the play in the backfield. We know it's only going to be 2 guys, really, that's going to be able to make plays here right now. It's Jeff Driscoll and Kenneth Dixon. Petro said, somebody has to make a play. Somebody's got to step up. We saw Carlos Henderson drop a pass earlier, but somebody on this offense has to make a play.
And a fumble. And Driscoll able to scoop it up, trying to make something out of it, and almost intercepted.
Yeah, they're in what obviously we call the spread formation. There's nobody back there to help anyone block. Everybody's got 5 receiver look. Everyone's going out for a pass. Everyone's in the route. Center, that's all in the center right there. He just gets a little bit hurried, and the snap's bad.
Low snap from Mahaffey. He's normally your left guard, forced to play center today due to the shoulder issue to normal starter Kirby Wixon. 3rd and 13 for Driscoll. And complete to Paul Turner. Huge pickup on 3rd down.
Coach, I don't know about you, but I know if I was going to the sideline as a defender, I can't let the receiver get behind me. That never supposed to happen, especially on 3rd and 13. I'm going to make sure I keep everything in front of me. And that time,
Coach, let me give you a little of my old play high to low. Or play high to low. Play the highest part of your zone and then work down to the lowest part of your zone.
Driscoll, 22 of 39 for 250 and looking for more on 1st down. Looking for the end zone, and it's complete. It was intercepted and then pulled away by Trent Taylor.
Wow, what a play.
Oh, my.
Staying with the football, Trent Taylor. The play's never over.
Game's never over.
The play's never over.
Yeah.
Bulldogs still alive. 1st and goal.
Quick.
Net in the backfield, a loss of 4. Dixon goes backwards. Ward with the tackle.
I think that was just Driscoll and the offense of Louisiana Tech getting on the line of scrimmage just because they don't know if it was going to be reviewed. Now we know it can't be reviewed. The play's already over. So you take the doubt out of it, see?
In and out of the hands of Marcus Ward. Taylor pulls it away. Heads up play, but it's 2nd and goal from the 10 right now for the Bulldogs. Dixon in motion. Driscoll looking right. Hit as he released it over the head of his intended target, so it's now 3rd and goal.
Good pressure again. Bringing the 5th guy right there. We talked about it earlier. starting guard goes to starting center because of an injury. They got a little miscommunication on the offensive line. Pressure gets on your quarterback.
You better block number 92, our guy G-Money Brown.
Yeah, if you're going to block anybody.
Your name is G-Money. You better be bringing it.
You better block G-Money. He's coming with some bad intentions.
Bringing it back into the backfield for protection right here. Steps up, anticipating blitz.
Little spin. Did he get in? Taylor, they're going to rule him just inches short.
Oh, we are back to a 4th down again.
4th and goal. Clock is ticking. Here's Driscoll hooking up again with Taylor. And Driscoll going to run that one in. Touchdown, Louisiana Tech.
I think that's a good decision right there. You're 6'4", 231 pounds. I mean, I'll give it to my quarterback. Get in on a 4th down situation. Gotta have it. Touchdown, Louisiana Tech. Now it's to a point we're looking at the clock now. It's clock management. 2:22 left. I still have my 3 timeouts.
You're kicking it deep, or you going onside here? That's what you're facing now.
Let's get through the extra point first, just to make it a 7-point game.
You're the head coach, Kirk. This is what you're paid the big money for.
Coach, I'm telling you right now, I'm kicking it deep.
Barnes drills it. 38-31. Driscoll had a rushing touchdown over the weekend. Gets one here as well. Driscoll 278 yards through the air, on the ground, 9 carries, 68 yards, and this touchdown.
You see, everybody was boxed in there. Driscoll just goes to the right, but what an unbelievable play. Staying with it, Trent Taylor grabbing that football. And I mentioned they got on the line of scrimmage quick right after that play. Didn't allow a replay, just ran a play, so the play was now unreviewable. But if I'm Louisiana Tech, I'm kicking the ball deep, Coach. I have to. I got 3 timeouts. They're uncomfortable, I think, running this slow down 4-minute offense.
7-point game. Petros, what do you see?
You know, I got to say, you guys have been talking about the quarterback sneak throughout the night and what a great weapon it is. Driscoll did a great job in that situation. It was 4th down. He could have been panicked. He hurried up to the line of scrimmage, but he really waited. And Western Kentucky wasn't all the way lined up. He saw a little crease on the right side and crept it in there. Pretty heads-up play in a very nerve-wracking situation on the road for a very experienced quarterback. But let's see if WKU can run some clock here. I think they're going to kick it deep, like Kirk said.
Yeah, with the 3 timeouts, they'll kick it deep. I would expect them to. And then going back to my old the same expression I used earlier, throw the ball to score points. You have to be able to run the ball to win games. This is where you got to run the ball and close out the game.
They go with the squib, trying to field it. Loose ball. Looked like Western Kentucky had it, but then we always get the fun scrum.
They got it.
Crowd reaction telling us it's Hilltopper ball.
And the biggest thing, whether they score or not in this situation, is, at least in my thinking, is not as much of the factor is, even if you stop them right here, you're going to have to go probably 80 yards.
Exactly.
To score, you know?
You may not have enough time.
Right, exactly.
Brandon Leston looked like he was about the 3rd man on the scene. Finally able to corral it, so Western Kentucky now just needs to see this one through. 2:18 left. Ball on the 49. Both programs with 3 timeouts left.
Now, on the other side, he's, big Skip Holtz, and he's had kickoffs run back on him, so he's sitting there saying to a special teams coach, geez, I don't know if we got confidence to kick it deep to these guys.
Dowdy through the air, complete inside the 25. Taywan Taylor with another reception. That'll be his 5th of the game.
You got to trust in the 6th-year senior that he's going to deliver the football on time, and that's what he does here. Allows the route to develop and throws a strike to Taylor. I mean, this is where you trust in the guy who's been there before. I think this is a freshman, no, but 6-year senior, you let him throw the football.
And everybody's playing the run, so he gets them a little play action to add to it.
10 on the play clock. 20. Louisiana Tech will call a timeout.
Timeout. Louisiana Tech. It is their first.
Yeah.
It will be 30 seconds.
Get a 4 on the play. Take it out to 6.
You know, pretty interesting, guys. Western Kentucky just coming out and throwing that ball. They've been doing so many conservative things leading up to that moment, but throwing that ball and Dowdy having the wherewithal to throw it so accurately might have put a top on this game for the Toppers.
Yeah, I think because of the kickoff, though, because the short kick, onside kick, I mean, they're right at midfield, so you're able to take those chances. I feel like you kick it deep, you don't take those chances if you're backed up.
It tells you what kind of confidence that the head coach has in the quarterback. You do something like that, you know. Like you said, he's got the experience. You trust him, and he understands the situation of the game.
Furby, the tailback, behind Dowdy. Furby chugging along towards
Furby on the carry.
first down. Quick timeout called by Skip Holtz.
Timeout. Louisiana Tech. It is their second. It will be 30 seconds.
Now, as my defense comes to the side, first thing that I'm saying, Coach, and I know this was something you would echo to me, watch the football. It's 3rd down, 2. You get guys over anxious a little bit. You put your hand in the dirt. Quarterback goes on 2, and you jump offside. That's a free first down. And on offense, it'd be the same thing as well. Try to draw these guys up.
You know how smart this guy is?
It's that San Diego State education.
Yes, sir.
Hey, let's talk Western Kentucky right now. Last weekend, on the road in SEC country, they take care of Vanderbilt. Now they take on the preseason favorite to win the Conference USA Western Division, and they handle them at home. This one not over yet, but by all intents and purposes. What's our big picture thought right now, Coach, about the Hilltoppers?
Well, these guys might be playing again. I mean, they are much improved. You know, and offensively, you expected this. I think, to me, I don't know, Kurt, you know, the biggest improvement, I think, is their defense. You know, they went from one of the worst to putting on 2 good, solid defensive performances.
Another carry by Furby, but interesting to see where they spot this one. Looks to be just a hair shy of a first down.
It is their third. It will be 30 seconds.
But it's been over 30 years since they have played, and Louisiana Tech has played down here at the stadium. Long time.
Over 30 years, not since 1939, the longest gap in school history for Louisiana Tech between playing an opponent on the road.
But I also look at the remaining schedule of both these teams. And you look at Western Kentucky, as good as they have played today and the way Dowdy has played, you got to look at some of those, you know, I guess, Power 5 conference schools they got to go up against. I look at the date on October 24th against LSU. You got to go to at Indiana. I mean, they've already beat up on Vanderbilt in that last game of the season against Marshall at home as well. So they've got some big games coming up. I think this one's, you know, was the conference. So who's going to have like the upper echelon conference schedule for the rest of the season? I like Western Kentucky, Louisiana Tech as well. You know, Louisiana Tech as well. They play Kansas State on the road. They go to Mississippi State on the road. So it's a lot of football left to be played, but if I'm a school right now looking at both these teams, I don't want them on my schedule.
Yeah, Kansas State, you look at La Tech right there. FIU just beat Central Florida last week, so they're much improved. Ron Turner down there.
Giving love to Ron Turner, not for the first time, by the way.
Oh, come on.
He answers your phone calls. You keep loving him, right?
He was my first offensive coordinator at the Bears.
29-yard field goal attempt by Western Kentucky. That one is good. The lead back up to 10. Mighty Fox Sports Live, Jay and Dan next door, waiting in the wings to wrap up the day in sports. And Western Kentucky looks like they are set to start this campaign 2-0. It'll be their first 2-0 start since 2005. And that says a lot about a program because this is a type of school that tends to schedule big opponents early on in the season. That's why it's been so long since they've had that 2-0 start. And Jeff Brom, we're starting to build something strong in Bowling Green.
A big win last week at Vandy, like we've talked about. Another big win here, you know, to start the season 2-0. Now, you know, next week go on the road at Indiana. I'm saying this football team, where they've come in the last, 6 years since being on the FBS level. I mean, a lot of teams scheduled them a long time ago when they were in FCS, but now you say, look, I don't want to schedule the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers anymore. This is a football team that's shown they've got the talent, and they've done the recruiting as well.
Ryan Nuss kicks it off. Low squib scooped at the 25. And then tackled at the 35. 10-yard return.
33.
Conference USA back in action tomorrow night here on Fox Sports 1 as Florida Atlantic hosts the U. Miami in town. Coverage begins 8 p.m. Eastern on Fox Sports 1, sponsored by Geico, streaming live on Fox Sports Go. And Petros, you ready to board that plane and head down to Palm Beach?
Yeah, where do I go eat in Boca? Coach, come on. You got to hook me up in Boca, Coach. I don't know anybody down there, and I need a Hawaiian shirt and a cigar.
Cafe Mataranos.
We might need some rain gear as well. Thunderstorms expected in Palm Beach area. Driscoll completes that one and might leave a mark on Taylor. Taylor's really been impressive tonight. That's his 8th grab, and then Taylor's going to go back down after that one.
Yeah, DeAndre Simmons doing a good job filling in. Remember, we talked about it earlier. Wonderful Terry goes out with the leg injury early on, so you bring in the backup to Wonderful Terry. And DeAndre Simmons played a terrific ball game. He's made a couple plays and delivers a big hit on Trent Taylor.
All right, now we'll see Western Kentucky get in what?
Oh, look at this!
Not a prevent. Did that bounce off the deck?
No, he caught it and then threw it back.
Oh, he caught it and flipped it.
It went backwards. They lost yards on it.
He's got a little bit of the Miami Dolphin hook and lateral.
Oh, nice, Coach, going deep.
See, I go more Boise State versus Oklahoma. See, that's I date myself, right?
You're dating yourself, yes.
Another completion for Driscoll. There it is.
I think they actually ruled that an incomplete pass, I believe, because nobody actually.
Turner had it originally.
Yeah, nobody actually had it.
Incomplete is the call. Career night passing yard-wise for Driscoll. 2nd and 10. Driscoll steps into it, overthrew his receiver, Taylor, badly there. There's a very good Louisiana Tech team. Got in that 14-0 hole. Had to spend the rest of the game kind of playing catch-up ball, chasing points, but a career-high 319 for the new man in Ruston. It is a real nice pickup, not only for Louisiana Tech, but for Conference USA as well.
Yeah, I think sometimes we forget that he was the 2011 #1 rated pro-style quarterback coming out of high school, so the expectations were always there for Driscoll.
Yeah, the thing that was really missing tonight, I mean, he had the yards. You know, unfortunately, you look at the longest play, and Taylor, had led him in receptions, but the longest passing play they had all night was 27 yards. You know, you got to hit some big plays, you know what I mean? And a lot has to do with him, the system, new learning.
Driscoll heaves this one up in the end zone, has a man, touchdown! Don't count him out yet.
Wow. Driscoll, man, already a career night.
Yes.
I mean,
the guy's done everything you'd ask. You know, the big plays, you just got to make some big plays to put more points on the board when you have opportunities. And we'll go back to the special teams, too. You know, they dug themselves in the hole earlier with the kick returns.
Extra point to pull the Bulldogs within 3. They're out of timeouts. An onside kick again on the way. Things are going to be interesting these final 27 seconds. We take another look at that touchdown pass from Driscoll.
Just staying with it. I mean, understanding that his team needs a play and stays in there.
You know, you made this point earlier, Kirk. You know, a lot of quarterbacks, majority of quarterbacks, when they get under distress.
Right.
Whether they're scrambling or a situation like this, their eyes right now and their thought process is one thing: tuck the ball and run and get what I can get. The really talented ones and the good ones, both of these kids here tonight, you know, their eyes are going downfield looking for receivers to see if I can make a play, and that's why he did it. I mean, you know, majority of guys would pick the ball up and just start scrambling.
I think you can't coach experience, and I think we talked about it earlier today, a lot of these graduate transfers around college football, because now coaches are able to, you know, have guys come in who you know have 4 years of college experience playing football and won't let bad plays happen.
Yep. All right, here we go. Now we got to get this onside kick.
Another onside kick. That's Jonathan Barnes.
Let's see if they go right side, left side. They got 2 kickers out there. There it is.
There's the bump. Out of bounds. They got the hop they needed.
Yep.
Western Kentucky is going to win this one.
What they did, they had 2 kickers, and they were balanced up on both sides. Tried a little confusion on the return team, and you got to hope you get the right bounce.
Kick out of bounds. First down.
Got to turn down the volume on the in-house speakers first so we can hear the official. Now you can turn down the what?
I think it's the first day of classes over at Western Kentucky today, too. So all the students back in school, back on campus. So it'll be a celebration tonight. Yeah,
great weekend. Kick off a great weekend.
Big celebration tonight in Western Kentucky.
The U tomorrow night, FAU.
You're excited about that one for good reason.
I'm excited. I got connections with Charlie Partridge trying to build his program at FAU, and Al Golden thinks, you know, he believes that this is the best team they have. They're going to contend.
Western Kentucky now 7-0 since losing at Louisiana Tech. Last year, they have now won 7 straight games. It's the 6th longest streak in FBS. Ohio State, the leader at 14, Jeff Brom. And Western Kentucky off to their first 2-0 start since 2005. It was an early season showdown between the top 2 teams in Conference USA. Western Kentucky holds on for the 3-point lead. For Petros, Kirk, Dave, I'm Rob Stone. Thanks for joining us. Western Kentucky wins at 41-38. Coming up now, our good friends Jay and Dan with Fox Sports Live. Hilltoppers win it by 3.